To get it popping. Me and my man Bronx Jedi 76. Here we go. Yo, salute. Nick's Real Talk, man. Divine. About to get out my grind, hop in the Black Knight. About to make it happen, man. Nick's Real Talk. We all over the place. About to get it popping. Divine Bronx Jedi 76. The night show, the morning show. Nick's Real Talk, man. About to get in the Black Knight.
Nick's Real Talk, let's get it poppin'. We hoppin' like toppin' in the Jumpman brand, ain't no stoppin'. Divine and Bronx out our 7-6, we lit from Facebook, Twitter to Twitch, and all that shit. We number uno with the promo that blow like nitro. Now the streets are buzzing, so we flow with the night show, so spike them lights below. That thumbs up, run them up, then you double up, cause it's Nick's Real Talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat, that's where it's at. Now you place the chats, when I pace that under space where our faces at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats, game recap, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we say it lit like a candle throughout the handle on the panel. We violent, so subscribe to the channel. Nick's Real Talk. Nick's Real Talk.
Yo, salute. Good Sunday to you guys, man. Nick's Real Talk. We in the building. Got my man BX Sports Jedi in the building, man. We in here, man. Talk a little Knicks and Summer League and free agency over the summer splash. That's what we're gonna call edition today. So we here, man. We've been in for a minute, man. We just want to give you guys enough chance to breathe and enjoy the summer and all that good stuff, man. But we back, man. We about to get it popping. Salute the Will in the building already. Salute Will. But yeah, man, we're gonna talk some Summer League. Go over what we've seen in Summer League, break down some of the individual performances, man, and team performance. Good showing from OB and all these guys, Grimes, McBride, Quickly, Sims, Rocco, all them guys, man. They had a pretty good Summer League. Had a good game yesterday, so we're going to get into all that, man. But let me bring in my co-host, man, and let him introduce himself. BX Jedi, what up, my brother?
Good afternoon to Divine. Good afternoon, everybody on YouTube. Good afternoon, Will. Good afternoon, everybody out there listening to us. The summer edition of Nick's Real Talk. Summer League is coming almost to a conclusion. 7 days into the Summer League, the Knicks are at 3-2 record. We like what we see with everyone on the Summer League, guys. What do you think about our draft picks? Everyone out there, I'm enjoying every bit of it. The way they're coming together at especially yesterday's game and prior to the games, guys are feeling comfortable and seeing them flourish. What can we say about Obi Toppin? His play in Summer League and Quickly, those are the two top scorers, top four scorers in Summer League play around the league. We got to be excited with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're going to get into that. We're going to go through the Summer League thing, man. We're going to talk about, recap some of the free agent signings that we had, during the off season. And that's, like I said, it's a summer splash, man, because I think we had a good splash this summer. So we're going to get into all that. But let's start with the, like you said, man, the Summer League, 2021 Summer League team, 3-2 under Coach Harry Motto. They balling out, man. They got their ups and down games, but for the most part, I like the way they playing. I like the team defense is amazing. They going hard at that. The communication is there. The guys is really playing hard for the coach. Tibbs in the background. You see Leon Rose, Dolan, all the guys in the background. So the organization is there supporting them young guys at Summer League. I'm excited to see that. But, I mean, just the overall itself, man, the guys playing hard. And I really like the way they playing. Like I said, they gave away a couple of games, but it's understandable. And even though I understand that we didn't have a Kevin Knox there who was supposed to be there because of the COVID situation, I think they could have been even more deadlier. But I'm glad that he didn't come because they gave all them other guys the opportunity to play and their first time, coming into the association, man, trying to make it to the association. You really want to see them flourish, though. But it was important for Obi Toppin and Quickly to have a Summer League because they didn't have it last year due to the COVID restrictions and the protocols and everything. They didn't have no Summer League last year. So it's good to see them get their feet wet there. And they really showed out why they've been there in the league a year already because they were the veterans who had the most, most performance of a good one there because out of everybody in Summer League, all the team, only two dudes in Summer League average 20 points a game. That's counting every team. That was Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickly. So that was showing you that they took that veteran leadership from 1 year experience playing in the association, brought it to Summer League. You see Emmanuel Quickly out there running the offense, trying to talk, get everybody engaged. Obi mic'd up, he doing his thing, but Obi Toppin was really, really doing it. So McBride and Don is special. I got a Deuce on a loose and Grimy Grimes. Them cats is special, man. Sims look good. I think he's going to be a good up and coming guy to come down to the situation for the Knicks. So we'll see, man. But I was really excited about the team. I think they played real hard. That game they lost against Detroit, man, they was down like 20-something, they fought back. That's what you want to see. You just want to see the competitive fire in these young guys. And I think that's just part of the culture of the New York Knicks right now. Tom Thibodeau got them guys with that competitive fire, and they just trying to go at it, never out of a game till the game is over. And I really showed it the other day.
Well, especially the game that they fell, they were to Detroit. They were down, and they made that game really close, single possession game. That was really good. And then in this game, they were up by 20. They allowed Cleveland to come back to down by 6 or 4, and then they went and they closed it out. You gotta like the backcourt situation that we had with Deuce McBride and as well and Grimes. They had over 46 points combined, 46 plus points combined there. It was good to see that. McBride was just hitting the three. His range was just all over off the charts. It was very, very clutch, and it was like, wow, very exciting to see that. Just think when that young man, that game slows down and gets comfortable in the NBA game against the new NBA talent. Wow, that's going to be dangerous, especially at 34th pick in the draft. You really, really got to like where the scouting and all that. We told you this draft was deep. I remember when we talked about the draft, and I told you this draft is very deep, and they're all similar too, but it all something that no algorithms or analytics could measure is the heart and determination and the grit and will. And it looks like the Knicks picked some gritty, determining players that you can measure with analytics, and I think they're going to fit in the system correctly. And Dan, my main man, Chef Dan, in the building. Good to see you there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. Salute to my brother Floyd. Floyd, good check-in on the Knicks Real Talk. Appreciate you, my big brother, my physical big brother for real. Salute to my brother Floyd. Dan A in the building. Salute to Dan. Dan, I hope you're doing well. Great show the other night, Dan, on the UFC. Like you and Austin did a great job out there, man. I couldn't be able to be in the background because I was busy doing something. But salute to you guys on the show the other day, man. That was real nice. So salute to y'all. But yeah, man, it was interesting, man. I really like what I'm seeing from them rookie guys, man. And let's start with Obi Toppin. I just think his versatility and what he could do with the basketball is truly amazing to me. We didn't get to see a lot of it last year, like I said, because of the situation. It was almost like learn on the fly for them guys. But Obi, his energy and that Knicks second unit gonna be a problem in the NBA. I really do believe that. I think we got one of the best second units in the league. If now that quickly and Obi having that connection in the second unit for the Knicks next year, that's going to be a bonus because they got to work on it all season. They got that pick and pop, pick and roll connection. And Obi's pick and pop was looking good yesterday. I mean, he was pulling up from around that pick and pop area and just knocking it down. 3-point ball looking good. I mean, his that right side post spin move off the backboard looking good. I mean, he literally doing his thing, man. And I just really like what I'm seeing from him. And he just got to keep it going. I like to see him, get a little bit more shot blocking effective. But other than that, man, one game he had like 31, 9, 3 and 2, 3 blocks, 2 steals, something of that nature. So it's really good to see BX, man. And I was one of them guys where I was like, man, I love Obi Toppin. Y'all got to let this guy get a chance to grow, man, and let him get a year in. I thought him and Emmanuel Cook would have a bounce back year for the Knicks, as I stated in quite a few other streams. And I really see it coming to fruition now. I really think that Obi Toppin backing up Julius this year. Now you don't have to play Julius all the minutes because we do have more firepower with Fournier, and then we get into that down in another segment. But as far as Obi Toppin, that rebounding was aggressive. When he go up and snatch that rebound out there, he's snatching it. He does not bring it down soft. He's snatching that rebound, and I just like what I'm seeing from him, man. I just hope that translates to the regular season. If it translates to the regular season, the Knicks gonna be something, bro. He could be the key to the Knicks going real far next year. If he could bring that same game, not getting 30 points a game, we know he's not gonna get that many minutes. But the Obi Toppin, like I said earlier, come from maybe 4 points this year. Last season up to maybe 10 or 12, man, watch out. That'll be special.
Let me ask a question. Kevin Knox not being on getting the COVID protocols. Do you think it's a blessing in disguise that allows Obi Toppin to put these numbers up? Because let's say if Knox were on the team, right, the summer league team, do you think Obi would shy away? Would they want to feature more Kevin Knox as the premier go-to guy or Obi Toppin? Since Knox wouldn't be able to come, do you think that now it's going to be you're going to be the main guy? Because it seemed like Obi Toppin is the main guy in the summer league, and quickly and quickly fed off of that and quickly was going to do his thing. What do you guys think on that?
Yeah, I think in a sense, I mean, I could see it, but I think Tibbs done brought them three guys there for a reason. I think them the veteran guys, especially Knox. He's a 4 year player. Them the Knicks veterans. I think that he wanted to bring that leadership there. The two of these guys that's coming in. But I do think I think Obi started all last year, so I could see it work both ways because Knox. But I think it would have been important for Knox to get there and show what he could do. Because, like I said, he could have went to some league last year. You know what I mean? But because of COVID, they shut it down. But in a sense, I can see that possible. But I just think that Obi, man, he's about to come into his own, man. I mean, one thing you can't take away from you when watching summer league. Granted, them summer league guys are not NBA guys. And I'm not looking at too much how many points he's scoring, BS. I'm looking at the way he playing. I mean, that kid is a motor, man. It's quite a few fast breaks in summer league that Grime, just because I don't think Grime was in facilitating mode at the time, missed him on quite a few alley-oops. You know what I mean? I said, well, but I know Grime to get it down pat once, but there was a couple of plays where I'm like, Grime, he on your right, throw it up. So to see Obi motor like that, I think it's so impressive, and I think the Knicks got a good thing going on there. And I think we just got to let this season really, really get to it, man. Because I do think it's gonna be something special with these guys, man. And then moving on to even Emmanuel quickly, he learning how to run that point guard role a little bit more. I'm looking forward to see what he's gonna do. I think he's gonna be in situations where the Knicks is so versatile. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can have him and Kimber walk on the floor at the same time. Him and Derrick Rose. It wouldn't make a difference for the point guard to me because they all three of them guys offensively skilled enough to even to feed off a two ball. You know what I mean? So right. I think off the two spot. So it's almost like positionless almost with the Knicks, man, with Kimber, because Kimber could score with like a two guard, Rose could score like a two guard, Emmanuel could score like a two guard. So I mean to have and Grimes and McBride. I mean, golly, I mean it's like. That wing, like they did what they wanted to do last year. They said in Phibbs going into this all season said he wanted to upgrade the wing position and shooting. They took care of that. They took care of that, BX. They really did. So yeah, I do think Knox could have played it. To get back to your original question, I think it can. I think it could. But let's hope that it wouldn't. I hope it would have gave Knox more chance to burn. Because think about it, imagine Knox starting at the three instead of Selden.
Right, that's my point. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Salute Pudge, Knife in the building. Salute Pudge. Dan, Floyd, salute to you guys for checking in on the chat, man. Will, you already know what it is. Man, y'all come on in the building, man. Knicks Real Talk. We in here, man. Hit that like and subscribe. Y'all come on in and talk to Knicks for the Sunday, man. We chilling. Beautiful Sunday out here, man. Let's get it. But yeah, I think that was nice, man. But hey, let's get into Deuce on the Loose, man. That young man, he's special, bro. Deuce McBride is the real deal. He's the real deal. And the reason why I say that, real quick, the game before this one, he had a bad shooting night. He came back and bounced back and was dropping dimes yesterday. You know what I mean? So I like that's why I try to look at how players perform when they had. He had a great game that other night when he had like 6 3s to 7. Then the next game he had an off game, but he bounced back last night and had a good game. And that's what I like to see in players, man. If you don't have a good game that next day, you don't hold your head down. You don't let it. Shake your confidence. You come back up the next day and keep banging it out. And he did, and I liked that yesterday.
But I like that he's playing that defense, and just that clutch shooting. And one thing that I like, it's a side note. After one of the summer league game was finished, he went full uniform to McDonald's. He went to go have food in McDonald's, full uniform, like he just got out of AAU and just decided, it's a little bit different, fresh breath of fresh air. To see, there's, you can't take the kid out of the game. You can take the game out of the kid. So I like that there. So I really like that from Deuce McBride. I think he's going to be a fan favorite going forward. I think that people are going to be rooting for him to really do good. And just what he showed in summer league, the moxie. He has the moxie it factor. That man, and you got to like it, especially with his defense and his height. I think he's at 6'2", 6'3", guard. And he's going to just learn from Derrick Rose. Just think of him going under the wing of a Derrick Rose, learning. I say Derrick Rose over Kemba Walker because Derrick Rose is ahead of Kemba, and it comes to Tom Thibodeau's scheming system. Right. The learning the word, the verbiage, the assignments, the positioning, the scoring, and and the offense, and having him under his wing. Ooh, McBride is going to be really good. It's going to be interesting in preseason camp when they work with each other, and you can see that already working to an effect because Quickly's taking them under the wing. I've heard a couple of interviews with these guys. I'm crediting Quickly for being such a leadership and a role model, and that's because he learned from Derrick Rose, and he's just passing on the knowledge of Tom Thibodeau's system. And I think Thibodeau is very pleased with what's going on. You see him talking quickly after the game, and I guess and just bringing in information. And you see the Knicks progressively getting better every summer league game with the way the offense moves, how fast the offense is, the way they're scoring points, how quickly they're moving the ball, no pun intended. Fast fruition, transition. And if second unit with these kids come in with that same athleticism, that speed, and that quickness, wow, that's going to be impressive. Because now the Knicks could running gun, and you're going to want to do that in the Eastern Conference when you have older teams like a Miami, an older team like a Philadelphia. You change the pace, and if in the second unit, if you're moving so fast and athletic, I don't think those other teams' second unit, Brooklyn, so forth, could want to keep up with the athleticism and the speed of the Knicks, which I really am excited about. I'm seeing that in summer league.
Absolutely, I think them guys, especially with Deuce McBride, his tenacity on defense is amazing. He know what he made. You know who he made me think of? Greg Anthony with a 3-point shot, a better 3-point shot. But Greg Anthony was, man, he that defense that he played with. When I was watching him the other night, I'm like, that's Greg Anthony 2.0 with a better 3-ball. I'm like, Deuce McBride, he's really savvy, and as he continue to work, breaking cats down off the dribble, getting into the lane, which he's doing, but he probably get it better as his career go on. Once that part of his game becomes really part of his repertoire on the regular, he's gonna be special, man. Because he shoots the 3-ball with confidence. Him and Grimes shoot the 3-ball with confidence. They're not lacking for that. When they open, he raising, and that's the name of the game. If you open, shoot it. Them guys do that. Hey, KJW event, salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you chiming in on the chat. Like and subscribe, man. Y'all check it out. But thanks for chiming in. Salute to you. Yeah, man. But Grimes, he's gonna be that guy. Whereas, really, really, man. It's crazy because you look at the starting 5, the backup 5. Let's say they roll out. Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, Alex Burks, Obi Toppin, and Noel. That's what I'm projecting anyway. Grimes, Knox, and McBride, to me, is like the 11, 12, and 13 guys. So what I want to see, I want to see the Knicks get a blowout so you can bring them guys in. But they're gonna be they way better than we were last year. That Knicks bench is deep. Now you can really truly say Big 15, because adding them 3 guys, now you add Sims on that 2-way, and I don't know if he stay up on the 15-man roster due to the fact you got Mitchell Robinson, Nerlens Noel, and Todd Gibson. That's 3 centers you already got on the bench, on the team actually. Salute Hector, my brother. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you chiming in. Salute Hector. You have three centers there already. So I wonder if how that bodes well for him. But anyway, I think Grimes is going to be. I think McBride going to be special, man. Knicks got him in for 4 years. They got Grimes for 4 years. They got Quickly for 3 more. They got Obi for 3 more. They really got a good reason to feel good about where they at, BX.
Right. And like Dan was saying, everyone has a reason to get minutes. And they just got to put in the work. Absolutely. That's how it is. That's how you have to impress Tom Thibodeau. Do the fundamentals, do your job, do what you're assigned to do. And when your number's called, then you're going to get more minutes. And I see, and this Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff is going to have a big problem, man. And it's finding enough minutes on the floor for all these players. Now, if you have a little bit of a banged up Derrick Rose, it ain't the end of the world. If you want to give Derrick Rose a night off because he's a little bit, sore, fatigue, his knees, you want to save him because he could give you more at a fresh rate. You're not going to lose anything with a McBride playing in there. Luka Valdoza, we even the forgotten man now. All of a sudden on the totem pole is Luka Valdoza, out of sight, out of mind. due to the fluid in his ankles and the little minor setback that he has. You might, so they are deep. And now you could, Kemba's knees. There's a lot of concern saying that he's not 100%. Well, now where you could give these guys those load management minutes just to keep them fresh and going because you have the depth and you have the firepower in the roster to go bring in, like you said, it is the Big 15. And just gotta know when the rotation is brought in and out of the rotation and when they're gonna play them and when they get their numbers called, that they need to go in there and make an attack. I don't think they'll waive Luka. They're not gonna waive Luka. Luka's a big part of this team. I think they bought him here, invested this time. They would have got rid of him already. I think they would have kept. If that was the case, they would have kept Rokas Djokovic and let go of Luka because Jokic didn't want to. Djokovic didn't want to really go back to the EuroLeague, but hey, that works itself out in the training camp. Remember, injuries and all so forth. So usually these things, when you have a plethora of talent, tends to work itself out. So keep our finger crossed. McBride's defense is Gary Payton 2.0.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good one, KW. That's facts. Hey, Pudge Nice, let me ask you a question. Do you think that they would want to keep Derrick Rose in this second unit due to the fact he's comfortable with them, he played with them, they had a good rapport last year, and that would be the only reason I would want to keep Derrick Rose on the bench, though that's not the case, but because he played with that same second unit last year, and it seemed like it worked really well. Give me your thoughts on that, and that's the reason why I brought up him in the second unit due to the fact of the chemistry that they had with the second unit last year, but I can see that also happening that we had D Rose starting as well, so good point there. Yeah, man, and my man, like I was looking at, and my man is Grimes, sharp shooting. You know what? I got him Grimy Grimes right now, fellas. Young man, he got a game too, and I like them 2 picks, man. We got to really take heed to what the Knicks did. They went and got talent like that way down the draft board, and I mean that's a testament. That's Walt Perrin written all over that. You know what I mean? The Walt Perrin name is on this draft. Him and Scott Perry, and Tibb, their name is on this draft, and I think they did well with their picks. They brought in guys who fit the New York Knicks system. It's not about bringing in guys because they talent, also, but can they fit your system? Can they fit what you're doing and what you're shooting for? And I think they're bringing some guys like that who play the way they play, hard on defense, got a skill set on offense. They can knock down the three. I think that's so important to what they did. So let's hope it translates to the regular season, which, like I said, it's going to be different because of minutes and everything. But I think that team is set. With the rotation, to me, if everything stays as it is right now, because you remember, guys, the training camp probably start pretty soon. We only got 2 more months in the season start, October the 19th. So it'll be back around before we know it. So we have to see about that.
Says I only said Dan Rose because of the 14 minute TV needs to her.
Gotcha.
Maybe he might turn around and tell Thibodeau, I think I'm better off the bench. Who knows? That works itself out. Training camp is September 28th. The NBA training camp is September 28th. So we're just a couple of about 30, 40, 45 days away before the training camp which starts up in presume, and then the 19th is opening night. We don't know who the Knicks play at. The schedule hasn't been given to us, so we'll find out on that. That's also, to me, is an important factor to see how we start off the schedule. Where do we start off? Where if we're going to be on the West Coast, if we're going to who we start off immediately. The first 5 to 10 games is something important to see. Who and when we get them. That's going to be important. I think that's why the first 10 games. I think if we could keep the bench together from last year that already has that continuity and knows how to play with each other, it's going to propel us to get in a really good start. I think we need to get, the first 10 games, we need to go something like no less than 6-4, in my opinion. I think we need to start off 7-3 to set the tone while our starters get acclimated with each other, with a Fournier, if Kemba starts or so forth. That's going to be very important, in my opinion, looking down the road. But we'll break that down when the time comes across that.
Right. I kept it up there because hey, KJ. KJ, listen, if you put Kemba, Rose, and McBride and quickly at the same time, you will have the opposing team going bananas trying to keep up with that team. That's why I want to keep that up there. Wouldn't that be crazy? That's quickness for days right there, man. That would be unbelievable, man. That you would have to try to keep up with that team, man. But I just think that's where they at, man. And I do think Grimes, his 3-point shooting, and if he would have caught that body yesterday when that dunk didn't go in, it would have been crazy. So I like his game. I think he's another player that's impressing me, man. Allen Houston had to talk with him. Penny Hardaway had to talk to him. Be comfortable, man. Shoot the shot, and he was lighting it up. Him and McBride connected for 50-something points yesterday between them two, man. I was like, man, Obi had 21, 72 points between all three of them, something of that nature. That was impressive, like I said, man. And I'm excited. Grimes he's a keeper, and McBride is a keeper. Look at that young talent, man. That's what's impressing me about everybody who probably thought that Tibbs were going to get a whole bunch of veterans. Nah, they brought back the squad they had, brought in 2 free agent veterans, and look what they got. Manuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, R.J. Barrett, Grimes, McBride, Sims. If Valdoza be there, Rokas, our organization. That's why I said for the next 5-6 years, they got some players down there who could literally stay on the Knicks for the next. So you're going to see good quality ball players for the next 3 or 4 years for sure. Especially after this draft. Them cats could be here for 4 years. Possible. So to watch them young guys grow with this organization and the way they set that culture, man. Salute Scott Perry and all them guys, man, because like I said, they laid the blueprint when he got there. Keep these guys, give them an opportunity through their 4-year rookie deal or 2, whatever the case may be, and see if they pan out. So I like the way they did it this time. I think it's going to be special going down, man. I think Nick's going to be in a good spot. So we got to continue going with that, man. But like I said, Grimes, his 3-point shooting is money. He's a sniper. What's crazy? When you think about all these guys in the NBA right now, and these guys are not at their level, but sometimes you're paying these guys to get the buckets that these guys can get. Like that dude, he shoot that ball with no hesitation. You know what I mean? And you paying guys $20 million to do that. You know what I mean? And so we definitely got to see how that works out for these guys. But I think they're in a good spot, though. I like Grimes for sure. Let
me ask you this: do you think the New York Knicks would change their offensive style now that they have this influx of young talent? Seeing what they've seen in summer league, and now that you have 3 to 4 capable point guards on the roster, will they be running and gunning a little more, especially against older teams in the league that we go up against, especially if you play a team on a back-to-back, depending on the schedule as you play. Let's say you play the Miami Heat on the second game of a back-to-back. They have 30+-year-old. They average over 30+. Will Thibodeau adapt and change to want to run and gun, and seeing that they're not going to make too much mistakes because they got better ball handlers on the roster. It'll be interesting to see on training camp if he's going to implement a faster pace spread offense and moving to suit to his talent, because now you don't have to really be a grinded out defensive, which I appreciate, and I do want them to be a defensive minded first grinded, but you don't need to be putting everyone in a blender where you're going to be physically worn out by game 70 something. Maybe you want to try to run and gun and try to win a couple games by 15+ points a night. Maybe that's something that we'll see if he evolves into that.
Yeah, I think he will, and I also think that he wanted to do that last year. I think I think there's a talent dictator what they did, because Tibbs. I mean, you're never gonna Tibbs is never gonna run away from a staple defense. I think that's his culture. We take care of the defense first, and the offense take care of itself. And I agree with you. I think that if we get more of it, because now you think about having Fournier and whether it's Kemba Walker or whoever the case may be. You think everybody in that start lineup can run the floor. RJ runs the floor. Julius can run the floor because he's in good shape. Mitch get up and down like a gazillion. Fournier can get up and down the floor, and Kemba Walker. So I agree with you 100%. I do think they might want to, you want to have some open plays like that, because you don't want the defense to be set all the time when you're going up against them. You know what I mean? You want to be able to have some fast break points for the defense won't get set up on you all the time. But I do think that is very capable with a Kemba Walker who can dribble that ball the way he dribbled the ball, the way he can get down. I mean, it's going to be crazy going down court, and you got RJ on the wing, Fournier on the wing, Randall on the wing, and Mitch floating down the center of that lane. That could be really special to see, man. And I'm hoping that, like you're right, that I'm willing to take a step back, not a lot, just a little bit. I do defense will win it all. A lot of Milwaukee Bucks. You know what I mean? you get them running play. They get 4 or 5, 6 fast breaks from the starting team, because the second team, they're gonna give you that all day. They're gonna come down, run the gun, and shoot up and pop, whatever. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting, man. That's why I'm excited, because I do think they might sacrifice just a little bit to let that team get some fast break points and run up and down that floor, because I think they got the personality to do it. I think Tiz wanted to do it last year. They just didn't, had that, let's say, that valid point guard that can, and that's why I was surprised about Alpha Payton last year. That's what he did when he was in Orlando and all that. He ran up and down the floor. But you know what I mean? So yeah, I think they will. I think they will do that, man. But I think it's a good thing, though. I think them Cats got a good team, and with these young guys coming in now, like I said, if y'all go to the Knicks roster, guys, half of that team is young. You know what I mean? So they the half of that team is young. You know what I mean? And that's pretty interesting compared to what we thought it might have been. Going into the offseason where we're gonna get a whole bunch of free, veterans. Now we got the main veterans that we got, and Derrick Rose is there, Todd Gibson they brought back. You know what I mean? So we got the savvy guy, the older guys. Then you bring in the second tier elder statesmen like Kemba Walker, Alex Burks. That's that second tier of experienced ball players. You know what I mean? So I think we in Fournier and Randall, that's that second tier of veterans. Now you got these young guys coming under them. And I just like the way the mix is there. They got a couple of older guys that been around in the 30s. You got a couple of the second tier veterans like in their 28 to 30 or 26 to 30. Then you brought in all the young talent from like RJ and Mitchell Robinson and RJ and them down. So I think that's pretty cool. I like the mix of the team for sure on that day.
Yeah, and you also got you still got a 22-year-old Kevin Knox on the roster. 20, right. And it sounds ridiculous to say 22-year-old with experience, and he's still developing, and remember, Obi's 23 and he's now getting into his fruition. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Personally, the way I see this roster, the way they're going to play, I wouldn't be surprised if Alex Brooks is just there for bench role, not even situational. And these kids will be gunning in for his minutes. I wouldn't be surprised with that. Coming to the season, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. But what I like what you said about the veteran sprinkles with the young guys, they're all different tier of levels. Because once you phase out of Taj Gibson, or Taj Gibson, comes to the end of his road as an NBA player, you still got guys in there. Nolan's Noel becomes that role of the Taj Gibson type of player to forward that can help with the younger guys, the Sims, and both Sims. Amiri Sims played well as well in that we don't speak about him because we know he's not going to make the roster. He was an undrafted free agent out of Texas, but he's going to go into the G League, and he was hitting some open 3-point shots all over the place, and he was moving the ball around. And also MJ Walker, another song is you could see him playing in the Westchester Knicks. Something in case the worst case scenarios, injuries, like we get ravished with a lot of injuries, we could dip down into there. I'm not saying they're going to come here to light the world up, guys. I'm just saying stopgap players that could come in here if there's a rash of injuries that we're like, oh my God, or a COVID issue outbreak. There's talent that knows the system that we've seen in the summer league down in Westchester Knicks that it won't be a too bad of a letdown to bring them up and play with the main club, because we're watching them in summer league and we're watching them propel and have success, which is a good thing. All that depth, as long as they sign with the Westchester Knicks, they could. I think after summer league they're able to go wherever they want to, especially free agent pickups. But it'll be interesting to see how the Westchester Knicks roster fills out, because I think they're going to stash players that they like defensive from this summer league there in a nutshell.
Yeah, I agree. And just speaking on like Sims, he's going to be another player. They're going to be around. The Knicks they picked some good, and Walt Perrin picked some good dudes down there. He really did. I got to give him his props, man. I like all 4 of them players the Knicks drafted. I like their games. I like all 4 of them. Tim Smith, salute my brother. Appreciate you chiming in. Tim Smith in the building. Yeah, I like Sims a lot. I think of athleticism. He's hard with it. What he do, he's gonna get better, and they all gonna get better because they are now. You got a developmental type of team in an organization now. Now we got guys in there who can develop people. You know what I mean, and make these guys look real good. Facts. Pug Nice. And so I do think that Sims and them he's gonna be special. That G League team they're gonna be nice. They're gonna be nice. You know, they're gonna be real nice. And just to know that Sims is down there, Walker down there, and them guys down there, it's gonna be special, man. I think Rocco's going back to Europe, doing what he's doing with a smart move. I'm happy about him, and I do think, you know, he still got rounders that they got back in the draft, so they didn't use both first rounders, so they still got six first rounds over the next 3 or 4 years, whatever the case may be. So I mean they got plethora of second rounders and 23rd season coming up with this high school thing. I think our organization is in a good spot. I really do. I just think that we gotta expect that and not just getting players to get them, but actually getting the players that fit the system, that grow with them, and all that good stuff. I just think that it's real important that we take heed to what the front office has did. Scott Perry and Leon Rose and them, man, we got to give them guys their kudos because they really did a good job for us. KW on this so option going forward. I'm excited. Hey, I said that KW sure. And
you're breaking up, Divine. You're coming in with the robot talk.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, but I think I'm freezing here. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm excited about everything. I'm excited about everything. I really like the way that it was going. I like the way the coach was being built. And I'm just excited, man. I just really think that, you know, we got the young cats in here about to ball out.
We'll be on once they got more games and more content on. We just don't want to be redundant with the same issues. Talking the same things, but we definitely want to be on 3 times a week. We enjoy being with you because I think you guys in the chat and listen to us are like families to me. I consider you guys my Nick family, and I definitely enjoy being on speaking with every one of you. But when we get more Nick content, oh, absolutely, we definitely will be on 3 to 4 times. You're gonna be tired of seeing us, but we're gonna be speaking about what we love is the New York Knicks. Definitely,
yeah, KW. We normally, especially when the season started last year, you know, we on it doing the game after the game, in between, whatever the case may be. But with the hazy days of summer, you know, we just kind of stepped a day or two back. But we do got the morning show. We come on in the morning. Knicks will talk the morning show. We got the night show, so we'll be amping it back up in a couple of months because the season about to start pretty soon, guys. So get your Knick juices flowing. Let's get it popping, and we're gonna be out here on the regular, man. But yeah, I love what the organization is doing. I'm excited. I can't wait till the season to get in gear. And I just think the Knicks did a really good thing, man. I think they took care of the draft. They took care of the free agency, and we're gonna get into that next segment, man. We're gonna get into the free agent talking a few. But I like what we did with the draft. I'm excited about the talent that's there. McBride, I'm excited, bro. Like I said, that young man, he come from an organization that a coach like Huggins in West Virginia who preaches basketball to the fullest. His parents was hoopers, you know what I mean? So it's important because his pedigree is there. His parents is hoopers, and he came to a right school. It's crazy. So I love that.
Yeah, me and Chef Dan were talking about this behind the scenes about the Knicks. Who do you think we just had a gut feeling? Who do you think the Knicks open up with? Will be on home, away, on the road. I think they open up on the road, man. For some reason, I think they're gonna open up on the road somewhere down in the southeastern quarter of the NBA, in my opinion. I just got a gut feeling. As a personal selfish reason, I hope it's against the Magic because I know Knicks Real Talk will be there. At least Bronx Jedi's part of it will be there live and in color at the Amway Arena one opening season. It'll be phenomenal. I'll definitely be there. Even if it's in Miami, I think I'll take the drive down to Miami just to invade there with Frank Mantos and a few other of our guys out in the stream just to invade as Knicks Real Talk opening season. But I think it's going to be, I said it's going to be in your neck of the woods, Mike. It's going to be in Charlotte. I have a feeling the Knicks open up in Charlotte. That's just me.
Yep, yeah, I agree. I was about to say the same thing. We getting that Christmas game back. But you know what? Whoever we play the first two, it might be 3-2, 3 in a row, 2 at home. But you know what? I want the Knicks to get tested out the door. I really want us to play the creme de la creme coming into the season. I want us to put that team through a test early so they know what they up against the rest of the season. You know what I mean? Because you go up against the major competition. If you lose, you know where you at. You know what you need to take care of going later on in the season. If you go up against a competition and you give somebody the business, then you'll know the Knicks is for real. So I'm really looking forward to them. I hope they play some of the top dogs. I hope we should open the season right next door. Walk to Brooklyn. Just start against Brooklyn. Game of the season, Knicks against Brooklyn. Just started to get it out the way. And I hope I hope everybody's there. I think that'd be a good test for the Knicks. Go down to Miami or whatever. Just test the creme de la creme of the Eastern Conference so we can get our foots wet and say, okay, yeah, we lost or we won. We lost by a couple of points, and we know when we see y'all in the next game, we're gonna smoke you cats. That's the mentality that they give out. So and then I would say, but I'm gonna go 3-2. I might say 3 on the road, 2 at home, probably.
Just imagine they play the Lakers right off the gate. Just give us the Lakers in Los Angeles. I don't care. In Los Angeles, right off the gate. I don't care if I have to stay up late, 10 o'clock at night for opening night. That's fine. Just get it over with. Let's do it. Because I think Christmas game is going to be the Hawks. I think Dan, I give credit to Dan. Chet Dan was telling me, I think they're not going to give us, we're not opening with the Hawks. We'll see the Hawks probably on Christmas Day. And I agree with him with that. I think that's where it's going to be. Or even Brooklyn. Brooklyn and the Knicks on Christmas, 12 o'clock, Madison Square Garden, Rockefeller Center, the Christmas spirit, and there you go. Merry Christmas, New Yorkers. You got Brooklyn and New York going at it for Christmas Day. That's gonna, you know how much TV plethora of eyeballs you're gonna get because everybody's really off that time, and you put those two teams on. But the salute to Still T. What's going on, man? I'm glad.
Still, what up? Still salute. Yeah, man. That'd be interesting. I definitely see what's popping with that. But yeah, I'm ready, man. I think the season gonna be nice. And it is. Let me go to a segment break, guys. We'll be back 30 seconds. We're gonna take a segment break. Then we'll chat back in. We're gonna talk about free agency and get into some of that stuff that happened during the summer season, man. Let's keep it popping, man. Knicks Real Talk, Divine, BA Sports, Jedi, the chat, everybody out there, salute. Give us 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Yeah, salute, man. We back, man. Knicks Real Talk, Divine, BA Sports, Jedi, Sunday, man. We up here chilling, man, in the house, man. Just talking Knicks, summer league, free agency, and all that good stuff. And what a good offseason, man. If you had to rate the offseason for the Knicks, I'm taking an A, straight up A. Offseason worked out well. I have no problem with the way it went down. I think the Knicks they covered a lot of key areas, especially with the free agency and signings, kept the cap space flexible going forward. You know what I mean? I really love what we did with that. The signing of the guys who've been there. We ran some guys back to keep this thing intact. You know what I mean? So I really like that, man. I do think that was a real important to keep that camaraderie and that continuity there. You brought in a gunner like Fourier. And despite what people might think about Kemba Walker needs, let me tell y'all, the Knicks wouldn't have dished out no $9 million. They didn't think that man going to play for them. And Kemba, no Kemba. You know, they brought Kemba Walker here because they believe that Kemba Walker going to make a difference in a New York Knicks uniform. You know what I mean? And I do think that is the case. I agree to Kyle, give us Brooklyn, man. That'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. But yeah, I think the Kemba Walker thing going to pan out well. I think, him and Derrick Rose splitting the minutes is going to be good because we got a lot. We can go a lot of ways. We don't have to put the full throttle on them guys. But Kemba, like I said, he played 43 games last year, dropped 19 a game. That was real interesting, so to have that firepower. Think about this here, guys. We haven't had a point guard in a years like Kemba Walker, even what he can give you now. A creator, a facilitator, a shot maker. They ain't had nobody like that on a regular basis. I mean, him and Derrick Rose gonna light it up in New York. I'm telling y'all. I just think that it's gonna be hard. Can you imagine having to chase Kemba Walker around for 6-7 minutes? Then you got to come in and try to keep up with the quickness of Derrick Rose. Oh man, they're quickly doing what he's doing on the off ball, whatever. It's gonna be exciting, man. But I really like that sign. I think it's gonna pay a huge dividend for the Knicks. And I really believe that. I think that guy Now that and Kemba Walker, he's another guy. Listen, what is he missing? He won a ring. You know what I mean? He's been at least 7 years. He's looking to go to that next level. You know what I mean? Derrick Rose, he won one. He's been around for a minute. Taj won one. Randall are on the cusp of wanting to get to that level too. So I mean, this guy played with the great Kobe Bryant. These guys, they know, they aiming for something. So I do think what they did last year, the past season. I won't say last year because it's still 2021. The past season, it's gonna bode well for them going ahead. Because I do think that we upgraded that roster without having to go out there and put out max dollars, which we gave the max guy, the guy who deserved it, which was Julius Randle. But we didn't go out there giving up everybody to get one player to make a difference. We went and signed these guys on 2-year deals with team options. Everybody got a team option. That's wonderful. So if something do have to take place, we got movable contracts with Noel, $10 million. And I see Alex Burks. I just want to piggyback off what you said earlier. I don't think no guys like them guys who come in would take Alex Burks' spot just due to the fact I don't think the Knicks will waste $10 million on the bench. I think Alex Burks is going to be huge for the Knicks, man. Because you think about it, coming off that COVID thing last year, going into the to the playoffs, I do think he's going to turn it around. Johnny Time and my brother, salute. I think Alex Burks going to have an awesome year too, man. You might have him and Derrick Rose. I think they really could compete for that 6th man of the year. I just think that they got game like that. I think they can score with the best of them. So we'll see. But it's not a bad situation to be in. I like Kemba Walker's game. I think that was a good signing. I mean, Derrick Rose bringing him back, no-brainer. Todd Gibson, no-brainer. Evan Fournier, it wasn't that it's no-brainer. It made sense. It made a lot of sense to get a guy who could do what he do. He could do what Reggie Bullock can't do. You know what I mean? He could put the ball on the floor on a regular basis. He could dribble, shake, bake. He could pull up. He got a mid-range. He got a 3-game. He can get to the hole. He'll throw it on you. I mean, that alone in the 3 spot consistently on every night, not one or 2 games here or there, every night. I think the Knicks upgraded that team to me in a good way while keeping the chemistry and commodity there. Because I think it was a good job they did with that free agent sign this year.
You gave it an A+. I'm giving it a B+ to A-. The only A-. The reason why I was
gave it an A.
You give it an A. I'm giving it an A- or B+ at best because Kemba was the way they got Kemba Walker. It wasn't that they signed him. It just happened to fall on their lap. They didn't. Right. Because if Kemba wasn't going to be released, who was the? We will be right now saying who's the point guard. We don't know. An uncertain commodity with that. But other than that, everything was phenomenal. Near perfect. Even when Kemba became available, they executed that to perfection. They waited. They waited for him to clear the waivers. They already had their contract there. They didn't play around. They offered him the $8 or $9 million deal that he wanted. Kemba left $20 million on the table to be bought out from OKC, and big up to them. I thought it would be John Wall. I've said it before on the program that was going to be the one that was going to be bought up and find his way on the Knicks. But hey, Kemba Walker, can't sneeze on about that. That's a great acquisition for the Knicks, bringing them in here. And other than that, the way they executed free agency at the beginning, it didn't seem so sex appeal. But at the end of the day, when you come look at what we are right now, you got to be excited the way the end product and all that said was done. Let me see. McBride is the real deal. I want to see him get time. When I meant about Alex Burks, not the $10 million bench, I think these kids coming up are going to play so much above and beyond that's going to force Alex Burks to take a back seat. I'm not saying I think these kids are going to play much, their talent-wise. Remember, Burks was good on the 4th quarter, but he was a little bit inconsistent, similar to what we got from Reggie Bullock. And I'm thinking with these young guys, when they get the opportunity or when they get the chance, they're going to be more consistent in scoring. I think you're going to get, in the limited minutes, you're going to get like 8 or 9 points over and over and over. That's going to be their averages. And then you can Thibodeau is going to be like, man, but I'm getting 20-something points from Burks some nights, and then I'm getting 8 points or 6 points, and it's such an inconsistent. I think they're going to force their playing time on the court. That's what I meant. I'm just having just a gut feeling because, like you said, why would they give someone $10 million and just not sit them on the bench? No, I think it's because these kids are going to play Alex Burks for some reason. I just got a gut feeling. I'm not saying Burks is going to be bad. I think Burks is going to be still a clutch 4th quarter contributor. But before the 4th quarter, I think these kids are going to put their hat in the ring and say, "Hey, I'm contributing here. I'm doing the things in practice. I'm doing what needs to be done, and I think that's a good problem to
Yeah.
have if you're the Knicks going forward.
Yeah, I agree. I do think and I don't want to. Like I said, when I'm looking at these young guys that came through summer league. That's what I am looking at. I'm just looking at their talent, because when you get into the NBA, Mr. Grown Men, it's going to be different. You know what I mean? And I don't think them guys going to come out the gate. What they did in summer league, they're not going to do on a consistent basis in the NBA.
No.
You know what I mean? That's why I don't even think they're going to be in it. I think they got a chance to crack the rotation, but I think I don't know if they move these guys like Burks is a veteran guy who and Rose, Derrick Rose, these guys. I think that second unit is unless, like you said, if they beat somebody out, fair is fair. If one of them cats come in there or them cats come in there and literally beat them dudes out, then you got to give them their spot. You can't deny that. But I think like I'm looking at it. We're in a good spot to handle, young man. I think the Knicks are going to be a hard team to fight. Cause I tell you why. McBride replaces Frank. You know what I mean? And Grimes, he replaces another guy on the Knicks roster who wasn't getting minutes last year, wasn't getting burned. Now you got two guys who talented, who can really shoot the ball, ain't afraid to shoot the ball, and plays D like that. So, I think the Knicks, I think they upgrade. I think McBride gonna be nice. He's gonna be nice. I could see somebody who got the it factor. He just got that it factor for some reason, man. I agree, Giant Timon. I really believe that, man. I think that bench is gonna be high power. It's like who you guard. You can't double team nobody. You try to. It's gonna be hard. You can't double team too many people, man. You know what I mean? Frank got Frank good with Frank. Yeah, you can. It's hard, man. You think about it's the whole team in the first unit. Who you gonna double team? You know what I mean? You can't double team Julius Randle now with Fournier and Kemba Walker and RJ there. You can't do that. And then in the second unit, with the maturation of Obi, if Obi bring that game to the NBA regular season next year, watch out. That's all I can say.
Yeah, if he's gonna be aggressive and not worry about looking at the sideline if he makes a mistake. Also, the coaching staff, if he makes a mistake, I understand, when in the situation of the game, and I understand, but you can't be yanking him right if he makes one mistake. If it's like a 3 in a row, then I understand he looks lost, you pull him. But if he makes a mistake here, he battles on the defensive end, comes back on offense, give the kids some chance to plethora of room to get comfortable, not always looking behind his shoulder. Well, I made a mistake. Now here comes Randall forcing to jump up, and I'm like, then now he's going to have to be wanting to play. Now I got to play perfect because the minute I make a mistake, Randall's coming in, and I'm going to be in the bench again. So it's going to be interesting if they're going to give him how much of a leash or the ability to make the mistakes now. Or maybe he's going to get a longer leash because now the mistake of Alfred Payne, when I'm not saying he was a mistake, but when Alfred Payne was going through struggles, you couldn't have too many players on the floor with the same amount struggling and making mistakes. Now maybe that leanway that we had with Alfred could go now towards the power forward and Obi Toppin to allow him to make a few little bit of mistakes to get acclimated, because the upside in getting Obi Toppin going is much more greater than when we have with an Alfred Payne. If it makes sense what I'm trying to express here with that.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, just piggyback on something real quick on a different note. If the Knicks wouldn't have got Kemba Walker, I think they would have wound up getting Dennis Schroeder for that money. That little bit of money Dennis Schroeder signed for.
That would have been nice. That would have been okay for $6 million. No matter how much you think Schroeder wasn't that great or whatever, or how much we see his downfall and for the money he got, I think it would have been a welcoming addition at $6 million for the New York Knicks.
Absolutely, yeah. Dennis Schroeder could play basketball. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I mean? The dude averaged 18, 17 as a backup 6-man, and with Oklahoma City with Chris Paul and them. When you went out to LA last year, this was a different thing with that team, right? It's that team that LA underperformed all around last year. You know what I mean? From top to bottom, to me, LeBron, AD, all of them. So, and I just Dennis Schroeder was part of that mix. But and Johnny Timon, Frank will get picked up by somebody eventually. There's still some guys out there, man. You got Laurie Market and all these guys still out there, man. There's guys out there, But I do think the reason why I gave the Knicks a in free agency, Here's my main reason from a businessman standpoint. They got talented. They kept the cap flexibility. They set themselves up to get a star with the signings that they got, because Fournier contract is movable, Alex Burks contract is movable, Noel's contract is movable, D Rose contract is, they all movable contracts. And it bodes well because now you don't have to, if you go to a team who fighting for the playoffs, but they don't want to keep that main dude, them dudes will help you get there. You know what I mean? You don't lose too much. If you get a Fournier and a Noel and an Alex Burks. Them all ready-made NBA ball players. They got their contracts is two years basically, because the team option in the third, so they so movable and they talented, you know. And I think the important thing is like this here is you got to have a team that knows each other. So when they brought back Alex Burks and them guys, they brought the team and Todd Gibson. That same team got you 41 wins last year. So why break it up? Alex Burks, Derrick Rose, Todd Gibson was part of that. You know what I mean? They was part of that 41 team last year. So you bring them guys back to keep the continuity. Then you go get you bring in Evan Fournier, whose offense game is better, is going to make the team better. And then you bring in Kemba Walker. I just think that to take the step to where we got to go to, they did it so right, man. They didn't dump about a $50 or $40 million for 5 years, $168 million to a player that, you know, we might not be ready to go to that level. We can get later on down the line. Like you always say, let's say a year or two from now, Donovan Mitchell's contract becomes available. Well, we got movable assets in 2 years. Or let's say Levine at this hypothetically, but I think he's going to resign. None of you guys are not going to lead a team to me because they leaving too much money on the table. That extra year. So everybody think we're going to get a lot of these players. They're not leaving that money on the table. Nobody going to leave $38 million on the table. And not this damn time. But that's why I like what we did. So we're going to trade for one of these guys. But I do think that we got enough firepower the way they did the free agency thing and the maneuvers that they made. We set ourselves up good. I mean, we got movable pieces. So you think about, you know, you look at what we built, I think I'm happy. So that's why I put an A out there. And I think that we got a lot of depth. I think we do have a lot of depth. And we just got to see how it pans out. KW said, there's no room for Knox at this, and why will make another trade? And we have Bacon too as well. I forgot all about Bacon. Bacon like that too. Yeah, good point, KJ. Appreciate it.
I forgot we traded Croissant for Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. He's going to be a decent player. He averaged 10 points a game for Orlando Magic. You know he's limited as well, but that's another player there. That's why I'm saying and I didn't even think about Bacon. I thought about Burks minutes. You know, maybe that could be something that Burke struggles or an injury. You got Bacon coming there to play the Alex Burke role in the early part of the games. But Alex Burks is here for one thing, and it's that fourth quarter magic, man. That fourth quarter and that second unit continuity that they had, and I think that's what the Knicks saw with that. And also, don't forget, maybe I might change my to a with Nolan's Noel contract. We found out it's like around 4.9 million, but it goes up to 9 with incentives, with bonuses and all that stuff. If he reaches it, it turns out to that. So, and also they only did it, and they had options, player options, team options on the third year. So that, they did do some smart moves there. It's like it's 32 million, but if you reach a certain incentive and play and so forth, so it keeps. And I like it because it kept every one of these players that we signed motivated to achieve. Because also Julius Randle, BX is always hating on Nicolita. Let him enjoy the silver medal. I didn't say anything about Nicolita. I didn't say anything, Chef Dan. I didn't say anything. All I said was croissants. And when we got back to what I was saying with the team, with the Noel signing, and also Julius Randle, they gave him it's 117 for 4 years, but it reaches 178 if it reaches those incentives and these goals. Second NBA, all NBA team, all-star appearances, so forth. There's always more room for improvement, and it's up to the players now. If they want to get complacent and take that minimum, it's right there for the New York Knicks. They know when to get out. But if you want to make this money and if it behoovers, it's going to benefit the Knicks that you reach those plateaus, those incentives, because it's going to make the team better. It's a win-win situation. And kudos to the executives for writing these contracts, the verbiages, and allowing within the CBA contract to allow these players to cheat those money to make as much money as possible. You gotta love it. And yeah, marketing is nasty. He's still a free agent. I'm hoping the Knicks, hope they, and if it is that we have to let go of Luka Vildoza, waive a Damon Bacon for marketing, I'm all for it, bro.
Yeah, it's interesting. Good point, KJ. The marketing thing. Where do you move? Because if you bring a marketing, you got to move Noel or somebody. Marketing ain't the dude to sit on no bench. He got to get minutes. He got to get some minutes because he could play like that. So I'm wondering, what would you do? He got to be the backup 5 or the backup 4. He not coming third. Unless you're gonna move Obi. I got to be something. You're gonna have to move somebody to get him in here to play on that team, because that team is deep, man. I mean, but marketing the talent where you don't get him if he ain't backing up somebody or he not starting.
Let me ask you this: would you take marketing over Obi Toppin with the different without looking?
Man,
that's a good point. That's very much that's what it's gonna boil down.
Yeah.
Unless if you're comfortable with, if you think marketing could play the 3, back him up. Who knows? And yeah, it's surprising marketing still has a sign. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, man. That's what what I seen in Obi in the summer league. That's what I had a feeling he was gonna be like. We seen the Dayton Obi in the summer league. You know what I mean? And that talent, but man, marketing is a talent, bro. I mean, I can't even front. It's like, but again, do you give up on your up and coming young talent like Obi Toppin, or do you just throw Noel out there? You know what I mean? Sign and trade with Chicago. I mean, that's all.
Remember, they got Vucevic though. That's kind of
but Noel can back up Vucevic though. He can back him up. He not Noel ain't starting over no Vucevic. I think that'd be a nice backup.
Oh no, that'd be good.
Yeah, I'd back him up. But I don't know. I think what he asked for is probably out of the realm of money. Like I said, and that's the reason why he's not signed yet. But Noel for marketing, yeah, I don't have no problem with that. I think marketing just straight get it. I think he'd be nice backing up Mitchell Robinson, 7-footer who could stretch the floor, shoot the 3, put the ball on a bounce, and he's strong. He's way stronger than Porzingis physically. You know what I mean? So he's not one of them guys that's going to rely on jump shot marketing to take it to the hole and try to bang it on you every now and then. So yeah, I mean, right. That it's a real said marketing not for us, but I hope he leads the conference. Dude always scores. Yeah, you're right.
I was going to say marketing won't give us that we'll still be rebound deficiency if we lose the Noel for marketing. I don't think we'll be. Depending if Obi Toppin has a huge NBA rebounding game, the Gups is there, but you're only relying on Mitchell Robinson, who's suspectably to get injured at any time, which you have Taj Gibson. Then you got marketing, Obi Toppin, and Julius. Julius, although he does defensive rebound, very, very excellent, very well for his 6'8", 6'7" body frame, but offensive rebounding is what's my concern. But if you have shooters that are knocking the shots down, you're really not gonna need that much offensive rebounding. So it's like an oxymoron with it. But if we were to go marketing as a backup, I will be a little concerned with the rebounding, to be teams out rebounding us and the Gert. With a marketing and Mitchell Robinson go up against a Philadelphia and an Embiid Drummond back to on the series. That's a lot of beef. I feel more comfortable with a Nolan Noel. So sometimes, like you said, Will, maybe we want to see marketing leave the conference because he torches us. And he doesn't fit us. I would like him if he were to come as a power forward and we have room for him. That'd be different. But who knows what the Knicks are thinking of. But we have to keep an eye on marketing because the Knicks front brass, despite the fact there was a different regime, they actually wanted that he was a proposal coming here. There was someone that they had an eye on, and there's still people inside internally that are still working there that might still, hey, marketing, what do you think? That'd be interesting if we could get them on the cheap. I got Pudge Nice got an idea. Shoot, Pudge, we always encourage you to write that ideas and we want to read it out, man, because this is what makes the program, bro.
This is what I would say, but real quick about the market. It's not the marketing show, but the reason why I wouldn't probably have him being on the Knicks at the stretch 5. He opens that floor for Obi Toppin them cats to get to that lane. Derrick Rose and them now. Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, them cats that had lanes all day with marketing stretching the floor like that. You know what I mean? You got to take that center that's playing marketing in the second unit, marketing take that cat out to the 3-point line. them lanes is just like fire. You know what I mean? It's like open door season. You know what I mean? And that's the only beneficial thing I like about marketing. And here's another thing. It's not about what he did in Chicago. It's what he's gonna do when he get to New York. Thibodeau will make that boy, make him learn how to rebound, or make him rebound more. Not that he don't, but I think with the dilemma they were going through in Chicago, maybe he he was with Fred Hoiberg and them, and then bringing in all these crazy coaches. They just was basically screwed when it came to developing players. You know what I mean? Because they just after Fred Hoiberg left, they brought in Boylan, they brought in the other cat. They was a hot mess. But I do think his talent, his skill level can be worked out, whereas it might work. Put it like that.
Do you mean Noel or marketing?
Marketing.
No, I'm reading I'm reading what he says. He says Obi at the 5, Noel at the 4. Obi at the 5, Noel at the 4 on the second unit. Noel makes up for Obi on defense. Do you mean I think he means marketing. Or is that correct what you wrote there? Because does Obi Toppin have the skill set or to play a center, against another 7-footer? He has athleticism, that I do know. I think he could jump out, but I don't know if he has the proper positioning or strength to deal with that. I was looking at his on a picture that another person tweeted out, and I was looking, they met him outside the restaurant. They just took they interacted with him on Summer League, and he does have skinny legs for a 6'10" player.
Yeah,
Obi Toppin, I was surprised. He had awfully thin legs for that height.
You hear me, Nerlens? Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. When I brought it up, and the thing to me is because I like the team when they got. I wouldn't. If you play this here, if you had to get Lauri Markkanen, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I trust Nick after what they done did this year. I trust they'll do the right thing. If they think he makes sense, I just try to look at it from every angle. Because Nerlens Noel and Mitchell Robinson do play the same type of game. Lauri Markkanen can stretch that floor and really, really let the cats go to work down there in that middle. You know what I mean? So when quickly trying to bounce in with that floater, he ain't got a 7-footer try to come up in his face and alter his shot, because that 7-footer got to go out there on the perimeter and play Markkanen out there. So from making a team offensively better, I think it'll help. Defense, no. But I like what we got. I think we roll what we got. I think the Knicks going to, and like I said, last year we won 41 games, and Mitchell Robinson didn't play a lot of the games. He didn't play a lot last year. So if Mitchell Robinson come back healthy, which I think he did, I was watching some clips of him in practice. Man, that boy looked like a beast. But I like Lauri. He's nice. I like a cat who aggressive, ain't scared in the moment. I mean, that cat aggressive. He'll come down there and bang. Like I said, he'll bang it on you with no problem. He's not a frail dude. He's nice with what he do. So I really like it.
Let me ask you something. You think Billy Donovan's system in marketing that it doesn't want to play there? Could it be Billy Donovan's system, or the city of Chicago that he just wants to leave there for a start? Because if he were to come, he has to learn how to play defense. If or defensive minded first. Is this an option that is marketing a player that's prideful and wants to put the work on defense, or does he want to be an offensive juggernaut? Robert Willen, Nick P, salute. I'm glad to see you guys here. What do you think on that one?
I think it's all about the contract. I don't think Chicago can't afford to sign him because they got to sign Zach LaVine next year. I think marketing just leave him because they can't sign him. They not going to be able to pay him the money he wants. Knowing that you got Zach LaVine contract coming up, they ain't gonna be able to keep it. Because if you give him 80 to 100 million or whatever, then you got Zach LaVine who's gonna be looking for I think Zach LaVine talented enough to get a Luka Doncic contract. You know what I mean? So I think for marketing, it's all about they ain't got the money to pay him. I just don't. Yeah, that would be my take on that, because he's talented enough to yeah, they damn right. He got Fizdale about Boylan. Absolutely. I thought that was a disaster. You know what I mean? Yeah, good one, Dan. Good point that out. Yeah, that was a disaster. So yeah, I do think the contract got a lot to do with it. And because if he feel like he not gonna get a contract this year, he can always take a little short deal and go back. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Say I do it like Dennis Schroeder. Do it 1 year like Dennis Schroeder and see, because don't get me wrong. And then with the emergence of Patrick Williams makes a big difference. But I think Vucevic and Markkanen and them that added with DeRozan and them cats. They defense efficiency is terrible, but I think that'd be a nice scoring team though for sure. But I think we good. I think we keep Noel. I'm hoping Noel back up to 2 at the 10 million spot. Noel, Obi, Alex Burks, Manuel quickly, and roll with Derrick Rose in that second unit. Powerful, nice team. You got the block next monster starting at the center. For the you got Julius Randle at the 5, Fournier. I mean at the 4, Fournier at the 3, RJ and Kemba Walker. That's deep. That's a good team. I mean that's a really good team right there. And like I said, we did all this last year without a Fournier, without a Kemba Walker, without guys like that, and it was Reggie Bullock and Elfrid Payton. We upgraded them 2 positions by almost 15 to 20 points because Elfrid Payton was giving you 10 a game, inconsistent. Reggie Bullock was giving you 10 a game, inconsistent. My man Kemba Walker was consistently giving you 19 a game, and Fournier was consistently giving you 17, 18 a game. That's like almost a 20-point swing, close to a 17, 18-point swing. Your starting lineup. So I do think that makes a big difference with what they did overall. And then you brought Alex Burks back to do the thing. So yeah, I really think it was successful for sure, man. I think they played that well. So we'll see how it goes.
You think? Let me read that. Do you think anyone thinks Burks might crack the starting 5? I don't know where though. Where over Fournier? No. Over RJ? No. Maybe point guard if they want to. But I don't know if you got Derrick Rose and you got Kemba Walker. And I don't. That might be a possibility, especially in the beginning if Kemba's not up to speed with the play calling or it's not like football, but I'm trying to say like the verbiage or running an offense. So don't feel comfortable just yet. In his physical ability, and maybe we might see a Burks start the starting 5 in the first 5 to 6 games until Walker eventually takes over. That could be a possibility in that point. I could see that happening, but I don't know. That'll be interesting to see that coming out of training camp.
Yeah, that's possible. I do think Derrick Rose and you think about the second unit that the Knicks got. Derrick Rose and Alex Burks is going to be the main scorers in that second unit. That's the Knicks creme de la creme scores. And because you got to remember, quickly still in his second year in this league, he's not a consistent player. He's not consistent. You know, he could play, but he's not consistent. So I think Alex Burks and Derrick Rose, because after that you only got Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickly and Noel, and none of them guys they ready for that role as a second stringer who can guarantee to get you them buckets on a regular. I think that's going to be Derrick Rose and Alex Burks. That team going to feed off them 2 dudes in that second unit, and that's what I think it might wind up being because you got to have somebody who consistently do it. And I think Alex Burks and Derrick Rose gonna be our consistent scorers in the second unit, and Obi getting it. You know, Obi still trying to get there. Quickly still trying to get there. You know, look at what happened in Summer League the other day. You know, he had a great first game. Not the first game, he had a subpar one. Bounced back with the second game. The third game, he just wasn't doing it. You know, so I don't know if they on an NBA stage in the regular season is he going to be that guy to outshine them 2 guys? I don't think so. I think that them veterans going to play a major part in that team. But you never know if Kemba go down. I think they just get an if Kemba's not ready, I think they just slide Derrick Rose and McBride to that spot.
Don't forget about Dozer. Don't forget about Dozer.
Right.
And Bacon. We also have Bacon. Bacon. I think Bacon might be like that. Like last year with Gilchrist, that we had him on there and might not make the team. Or who knows? He might just know that he needs to come out and have a hell of a training camp, or preseason camp. And if he goes out there, Bacon is he could just ball out and just push be there to try to stay on this team. I think I think he's gonna want to stick the latch on to the Knicks. I think Bacon is gonna have a good game, and he played well with Kemba Walker. Remember that stat that you related last time. Him and Kemba Walker, when they played together, they played a tremendous stand-up back.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what's so nice about it. I think the versatility. Like I said, you could do 2-3-3-2 with RJ and Fournier. It's positionless basketball, really. Let's be honest. It's just positionless basketball. I mean, we still stick to the point guard, shooting guard. We stick to the format of the way it was always introduced by Naismith and all the guys. But be honest with you, cats are swinging different anyway. Two guards now, the way the point guard is shooting, you know, they like two guards playing a one guard. You know what I mean? They still got the main skill, which is being a point guard, but them cats dropping dimes like two guards now. So, and then the two guard, like Quickly, what I like about Quickly at the two, if you trap somebody on the Knicks, you can get the ball to Quickly. He can handle the ball. You know what I mean? Him, Derrick Rose, and Alex Burke can handle the basketball. You know what I mean? And, so I that bodes well. But I agree with you, K. That backup team. You're right. And, you know, it might they can start for a team literally, man. I just think that they got it. So I think we're going to keep being a forward there for a while. And I'm excited, man. I'm looking at a good season. I think the free agent signing went well. I think the draft went well. Overall, I think they had a successful off season, and they filled the needs that they had. Because you couldn't go out there and do the things people might have wanted to do, like getting the Damian Lillard and all them. I don't think that if you would have brought Damian Lillard to this team right now, you wouldn't have all these pieces right now. I don't think they would have been better than this team. They would have been.
I'm still thinking he might be on this team. I'm now. I didn't want him before, but with all this emergence of different talent, plethora of talent, and the way they're showing, the ability of them scouting and developing players and bringing them aboard, I won't be surprised if I see a Damian Lillard come here right before opening training camp starts. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. Before I was like, no, I don't want to see that. Especially if you have a Laurie Marketing out there that was willing to take a $8-7 million, they'll fit it under the cap, guys. I'm not a capologist, but I'm just saying if they're able to fit a Laurie Marketing on a cheap deal, and then you could put him in the power forward. You trade an Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, or whoever, Damian Bacon now, and move him around, or wherever to make it fit. I can see Damian Lillard on this team.
Yeah, he was interesting about that is like you're gonna have to move one of Derrick Rose or Kemba Walker.
Right.
Yeah, you got to move one of them, and you got to move, especially with the contract. Well, see, that's what I like about the contract they did. Like I said, Derrick Rose hit his money, and you keep Derrick Rose for the playoffs. You need Derrick Rose by backing up him. So, that's a gimme. I think just by the signings that they did, maybe by the trading deadline, if we feel like we need to make that move, I do think he'll start in Portland this year. I do think they bringing that team back. That team might be different under Chauncey Billups now because Chauncey Billups is going to make them play defense. They didn't lose nobody but Zach Collins. He was injured all last year anyway, just about. So, running back with C.J. McCullough, Covington, and Lillard, and they lost Carmelo Anthony too. But you might be surprised what Portland might do. They might say, hold on, man, we got something that going on here. Anthony Simons down there. They got a good team. They still got Nurkic down there. They didn't lose a lot. You know what I mean? So they can run that same starting five back next year with him, McCullum in the backcourt, Rocco at the 3, Nurkic at the 5 with a full year. And I forgot who they power forward last year. But
Norman Powell there.
Right, Norman Powell. Right. He signed back. So it's interesting. I don't know if they break. I don't know if Damian Lillard lead that team, man. More the outside noise here, but if we do it, the Knicks are in position to get him. I can tell you that much. Easy. They're in position to get him. So we'll see. I think Portland might feel like they can run that thing back. And I'll try the Chauncey Billups experiment. Let's say when they start out with Chauncey Billups, and let's say the thing don't start working out the way they expect it to. Then at the trading deadline, you know what? It's a wrap. They might.
Too bad they don't. I don't know what's Portland's cap flexibility, but that's a good spot for Laurie Marketing to go play with Damian Lillard.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. So now that if Powell, if Norman Powell would, unless you move now, if you move when they Covington to the 4, then you can talk Powell, Leonard, and CJ. Or Powell just gonna be the dope 6-man of the year type candidate, basically. Yo, salute D-Ross, salute to the chat. D-Ross in the building, Dan in the building, KW and Vincent in the building. Salute to everybody. We in here, man. Sunday doing our thing, man. Robert Woodward, Nick P, Pud Nice. Everybody, salute, man. Will, Tim, Johnny Timon, Frank Matt told everybody. Salute to y'all guys being with us on the Sunday, man. We chilling, talking Knicks, man. Y'all already know what it is. Sunday, man. We here, man. We just talking, man. We had, like I said, we did have a good summer league. I like the summer league thing. So far, so good. I like the talent that we brought in. So far, so good. I'm excited, man. I'm amped. I'm amped for the season. I'm ready to get it popping. I really am.
Yeah, you know what got quiet a lot was the Sacramento Fox rumors and all that. They're kind of quiet with
Yeah,
that. I don't see him
man, lighten
being
it up.
moved either.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Davion Mitchell. Oh my God, they gonna.
Oh wow, he's yeah.
Mm,
You
yeah,
got him. You put him, Halliburton. Man, they got a nice
they do.
nice team there.
They
Hopefully
do.
that the coaching, the new coaching director, well, Walton. They just hopefully he could make this roster and get these kids to play and develop them. That's it's going to be big thing, the coaching staff for Sacramento Kings. That's going to be interesting with them. They have the talent is there. They just got to have the right person to motivate them, to put the right scheme and put them in succession, because they have a lot of talent on Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, they do. They do. They really do. Um, and like I said, a lot of things that if we don't shake out in the next month or two, you might not see a lot of movement shaking. I mean, I think a lot of teams see once you get to a certain point, you want to go in a training camp with the team that you know you're going to be going through with. You're not going to go in a training camp with guys like you already in training camp and all of a sudden we're going to get this guy. No, these teams know who they want to go into training camp with. So right. I think after this next couple of weeks, it ain't gonna be too much wheeling and dealing. I think because training camp will be here in September, and they're gonna want to go into training camp with. And see, that's what I like about what we did. If the Knicks don't do nothing else, wait to the trading deadline, because Tom Thibodeau got that team already pretty much established. To me, I mean, unless they really believe, other than Damian Lillard, I don't see nobody that's going to shake away. I mean, try to go after right now with what they got going on right now. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. You know what I mean? But I think they pretty much set. I think a lot of teams are set. You know what I mean? And everybody else gonna still try to make some moves. To do this or that. But I like what we got. Robert Woodward. Grimes is looking like a baby Booker. Salute. I agree, man. That boy can shoot him up. He can shoot him up. Robert, I like how he getting down, man. I like what we did. That spring summer league team is special. They special guys. We got to feel good about what the Knicks are doing going forward. I think they put the organization in a good place. We got some good young talent down here, mixed in with some savvy veterans. Everybody know they roll. They compete hard, and I like the continuity and the chemistry, man. I mean, these guys truly, like, when one fall down, they bum rushing to pick them up. You know what I mean? I mean, they there, man. That's a family affair over here at the Madison Square Garden right now. But we got to salute. Dolan for letting Leon Rose and Scott Perry do their thing. You know what I mean? He was out there at Summer League. You know what I mean? So we're in a good place right now. Good. He coming off a 41 win season last year. Looking to add some more wins and try to make another step in the playoffs. And then, by the time 2023 comes, 22-23, we're going to be ready to rock. We're going to be ready to battle it out. We're going to get there in the next couple of years, guys. So I'll be ready for that.
Hey, let me throw this thing out there. I noticed there was not that many. Well, I didn't see anyone from the Knicks original team up, from the main starter around summer camp. You did see LeBron and Russell Westbrook make their rounds there, but I see what I'm noticing a lot. Why is Miles Turner hanging out a lot in Vegas, like meeting and talking with all different teams there? Is he shopping himself, or what's the deal there with him being there? You usually see the stars 2 or 3 days at best, 2 days in summer league, but it seems like Miles Turner's been there all 7 days. Every time I see the broadcast of the Indiana Pacer games, he's there. It's like I don't know. Is this me seeing something a little bit out there, or is there? You think there's a little smoke to the fire about him not wanting to be in Indiana, or is just me, just I don't know, just biased, or
Yeah, it could be some politicking going on. And he coming off that injured season last year. And I do think with Sabonis there, it's possible. He might be like, listen, man, Sabonis is our main dude. Him and whoever the case may be, they're gonna have to extend him sooner or later. You know what I mean? He's due for a contract extension sooner or later. So that writing could be on the wall as well. Or they might extend him. I don't know. We have to see what Rick Carlisle what to do. You know what I mean? Because he's been there. Rick Carlisle has been there every day too. You know what I mean? They were chatting it up. I see him and Rick Carlisle kicking it, doing one of the camera shoots and everything. So It's interesting. I mean, I like what our contenders are doing. None of our players are there. Them guys out there putting in work. We don't need y'all in Vegas. We need y'all back at the Terrytown or wherever you at working out for the summer. And
Yeah, you're right, Dan. I think he is looking for a trade partner.
he might
You
be
saw
right.
you saw videos of him working out with Julius Randle in the offseason, together there. Now he's in Vegas, and he's been there for the whole week. He's not participating in summer league, but it seems like he's there. Every time. Every time I've tried to keep an eye out, I kind of selfishly want to see where Dualte's playing now. How's he doing? And there's Miles Turner, and I'm like Miles Turner. And they're like,
Mhm.
wow, he's really being showcased. Like Dan said, maybe he's finding a trade partner suitor. But that $18 million contract, I don't see the Knicks because they would have made the move for him if they were interested in Miles Turner bringing him in here already. So I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Salute. Dave Riles said Grimes will eat somebody's food. Guess who?
Who's that? Who's that? D. Ross?
You already know. We already know. Yeah, man. But yeah. You know what? That is an interesting situation because now you got to figure out if Turner, if you did bring Turner to the Knicks, who you moving, Robinson or
It,
Noel?
it's kind of. I mean, there's still time to do it because preseason camp hasn't started, and you want if you do to make the move, you bring them in, and you get them running through the system, defensive verbiages. I'm pretty sure Thibodeau will give him an assignment of what he wants for him, and seeing him has a scouting report on his deficiencies and his game. That could be crazy, but who knows?
Yeah,
Grimes
yeah. I agree. I agree. Dan. He got good game. His defense is Sabonis' defense is not saying he can't get better at it, but right now, I think they deep though, man. That team, man, is deep, bro. I mean, you got Brogdon at the one, Karis LeVert at the two, T.J. Warren at the three, Sabonis at the four. You got Duarte there now. You got the Holiday there now. You brought in. I think Miles Turner. Even if Miles Turner running back with them, you got to watch that team, man. You got
Yeah,
to.
but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. I would love to go back if I'm him back to Indianapolis.
Mhm.
That team that they have there now. Now you have. If it was coaching that he had an issue last year, now you have an adult.
You got it.
You have an NBA champion as a head coach there.
Mhm.
That has four players. He has developed and coached great players. In the league, and you're going to be excited to want to play under his system and be part of that his vision and fresh new start as well. You go in there blank canvas and you want to go and impress. If I'm Moss Turner and you're ready, and plus you're making $18 million already, you don't have to really worry about making your money. You already got paid. All you got to do now is a clean start with a new head coach and with the same players. You know, wow, something different, a new voice in the room. I'll be excited to go back unless if there is no he don't believe in his teammates and there's a rip in the chemistry of the team which we don't know, and that's behind the scenes. We don't we
Yep.
want we're talking about what we see in front of us. But as NBA players, you got a talented group there that it with a coach who could guide them in the right system. I'll be one of the first ones to be excited to go back to Indianapolis and play.
Yeah. And let me ask you a question. Because that's why I think the Knicks all season was so good to me. Let's say he making 18 million. No, you move Noel and Burks to get Miles Turner, then you let McBride or Grimes take that spot that Alex Burks had. Because you are giving up a veteran experience in one guy at the three, but you are getting a veteran guy at the five. So a semi-veteran, he's been around 5, 6 years, whatever the case may be. But if the way Grimes and them cats is playing, or you still got an opportunity to go out there and grab somebody. So
Don't
it's an interesting situation, though.
don't forget. I'm not saying he's going to be Alex Burke, but you also got Damian Bacon, who could play a couple minutes
Yeah,
there. While
absolutely,
between him and Grimes, you have a two-headed monster that could try to fill an Alex Burks. I'm not saying he's not going to be clutch fourth quarter performers like Alex Burks. But maybe Kemba Walker becomes your fourth quarter go-to guy, and then he'll replace Alex Burks' fourth quarter magic, and you have him closing out games, and then you have to fill in those two guys, or vice versa. You could do that could be a possibility. Like you said, you get that experience number five in there. You're not going to lose much with 10 points from Bacon. at times with coming in with until Grimes, the game slows down for him, and he gets that NBA ready um opportunity to, like, take the reins and go. Maybe game 40, Grimes just takes it to another level, and now you have, what you were getting with Burks, pretty much in Grimes, consistent and younger. Maybe the game slows down, or who knows. Those are good problems and good scenarios and different branches, different multiverse to branch out and think what if, and it's a good problem to have. And it, like
Right.
that, we need bacon sizzling at all times.
Yeah, you know what? And I like Bacon's size. I like his size though. He's got a nice size to it. He does have him and RJ got like a nice size to their upper body. They can play that small forward position, I don't think, with no problem. And Bacon can shoot it though. Let's not get it twisted. Bacon can shoot that ball. I mean, he was lighted up when he was down in Orlando and Charlotte. See, that's another reason why they brought him in. See, Bacon played with Kemba Walker. He played with Fournier and them. He played with these guys. You know what I mean? And Bacon can light up with the best of them.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. As long as he's nice thick cut bacon, not that crispy thin one, we'll be good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man, salute to everybody, man, in the building, man. We in here, man. We talking Knicks, man, scenarios and all that good stuff, man. Just trying to, give y'all something to dwell on for Sunday. The season is wrapping up almost so for this off season, but pretty soon, man, we be heading back to training camp in September. The season starts in October the 19th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So we'll be coming around the mountain pretty soon, man, ready to get this thing popping. And I'm looking forward to the season. I'm looking forward to Knicks Real Talk and everybody getting in here, man, on game days and other game days and the morning show, the night show. So y'all just make sure y'all stay in tune. And I'll be dropping we be coming on these, like I said, as much as we can on the off season. If something come down the pipe, hopefully the summer league team get to the playoffs. If they still got that playoff thing, if they do, we hopefully the summer league team can get in there and get it popping. Because I think one of the announcers yesterday said they thought it was over. I don't think so. So I think they got another game. They might play tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, BX, but we'll see.
Yeah, they play the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see Jalen Johnson firsthand, to see how that goes and see what and Sharik Cooper as well. And to see how that's gonna pan out. That's gonna be interesting if they play. So Atlanta and the Knicks play. I think it's the final game. If they're, I don't know. I'm trying to find out to see if they're gonna have that playoff system. I thought it was the top two record-wise team play it off, play it, and I guess by point differential and all that stuff, similar to soccer, pointing system will determine who plays the two summer league games. And I thought it was like the top four tournament style, but who knows how they do it. And yeah, it'll be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I'll definitely have a look along program tomorrow. I'm gonna have I usually have my bilingual program, but what I'll do is I'll do the basketball look along program on Bronx Sports Jedi with myself and Hector, Project Nerd Hector. I'm pretty sure Divine. I'm pretty sure no invitation needed. You're part of the program. You just gotta say I'm there and you're on the pro. You know that. What we'll do something different. We'll have a look along on it, and we'll just go through it, and we'll just talk about it while the game is happening. Raw emotions. Usually Mondays are my bilingual programs on, but we'll do the exception on it because it's summer.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to you guys. Y'all give me your thoughts, man. Real quick, Knicks. If we stay the same with the roster that we have right now, if this is the roster that we have going into the regular season, what y'all gut feeling about the team, man? Give me your thoughts. What y'all thinking? What you think they're gonna get there? Where you think they're gonna go? I kind of put mine out there. I do think, as he said, we play at 4 p.m.
Oh, then we could do it at 4 too. I'll be home already by then. It don't make a difference to me. I'll start it early. I want to do a look along on that because I know I'll be home. We'll keep it there on there. That's why I got to get the notification on there. Now I'll just come on my schedule hour that I have my stream up there. But yeah, I would love to do a look along with it. Because it's Knicks basketball. We could do it here, and we could go and then we'll do the Bronx Sports Jedi program on there. We'll collaborate after the program and see how we'll do.
Yeah, man. But I'm looking forward to the season. I think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna. I already had penciled in. I had penciled in 52. And that was.
You're breaking up, Divine. You're
It's gonna be
broken.
good
You're
stuff.
Divine is having a little technical difficulties, guys, but he'll be right there with the program. Yeah, Divine, speak again because you were broken
Yeah,
up,
my
my brother.
bad, man. I'm fading in and out here. Sorry about that, guys. Just want to reiterate what I said. I'm excited about it. I'm picking 52 wins, man, for sure. And that was before Kemba Walker. So now we got Walker, and with the emergence of these guys in summer league, we got a deep team here with Valdoza, McBride, Grimes, Sims, and all these guys, and quickly and Obi Toppin's emergence. I think we're gonna have a pretty good year this year.
Yeah. I say somewhere between 46 and 46 or 48. I just wanted to, because I don't want to give ahead. I want to see what the schedule looks like. I want to see the
Mhm.
schedule. I want to see, I'll have a better implication of how many games I feel come come like 2 games into the preseason, and then I'll say, you know what, I have a feeling, or I have a feeling on that to see how many games we'll win. I don't want to give any premature because we don't know who's going to come in injured or whatever, or if there's going to be a move. Remember, these guys got to get this. Besides the second unit, these other guys got to get to know how to play with each other. Fournier, Bacon, the young kids. Everyone's got to get up to date, up to speed, up to date, and we don't know if. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. Some of our starters might not be in shape. You don't know who might not come in shape. Hopefully everybody comes in shape and ready to go on fire, knowing that what Tom Thibodeau stands for and what he demands. I think these cats will be coming in great shape, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah, yeah.
Julius Randle is his wife is pregnant. She might be giving birth at around that time, and he might be ugly, might not be in shape with getting the proper rest and nutrition. He might be a little sluggish. So it's not putting excuses, but things happen. That's what I mean.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, one thing I'm not concerned about is that part because Scott Perry laid that down when he came there. You
Right.
cats come to, yeah. I think the culture is set there. I think what I'm excited about is that I think, believe it or not, that team is deep. It's just a deep team, and it's like if one guy go down, somebody can step up. I mean, last year in the playoff, when Alpha Payton went down, nobody could step up. We don't have that problem. I just don't think we had that problem anymore. I think the emergence of Kemba Walker over Alpha Payton is night and day in that start. I just think that's not what I mean. Night and day. I mean night and day. I'm not talking about Kemba Walker can make that top offense look so different because he can shoot the ball and no more backing off. I think people really got to take that into consideration. You cannot back off the point guard against the Knicks no more. You can't do it. You leave Kemba Walker open like you did Alpha Payton and watch what happened. So what I mean. I just think that you talk about almost a 9 to 8 point swing in your starting lineup just alone off that because I do think that he can make the defense honest. What I mean? They got to be honest playing the Knicks now with Kemba Walker and Fournier there. They got to be more honest. Now they can't be sagging, trying to back off and try to guard Randall when he in the post. That ain't gonna happen. So I like that. I like that move for sure. I just think that we got offensively, we got much better. And I'm looking forward to a good season. But we'll see, man. I'm excited about it. I think we gonna knock this thing out the park next year. I know this team, even though I know everybody said the Eastern Conference got better, but we got better. So if
Right.
you look at it, to me, apples to oranges, we got better. The Eastern Conference got better, but we got better too. So nothing changes to me. You know what I mean? It'd be different if they got better, we didn't get better. Then that'd be a different story. We got better just like they got better. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a tough battle, but I think our defense puts us over the top against a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference. New York Knicks defense, if they play that same New York City gritty committee defense from like they played in summer league, and it translates to the will. I think be a lot of guys that we our defense schemes is much better than a lot of teams. So personally, that's where I think we'll be at.
I got conflicting reports. I got from me and Begley saying 7 p.m. game, and then the schedule says 4 p.m. So I don't know who do I go to for that scheduling. Who has the right? Because even Begley is the beat reporter for the New York Knicks, and he's saying at 7, and the NBA schedule with the logo. Just a picture. It says 4 o'clock. So anyone could know about the NBA.com or anything like that. I'm gonna keep looking to find out what time is that game. I know Dan, you said 4, but Ian Begley just tweeted out it was at 7. So I don't know who. It's been a lot of conflicting reports with the ESPN what they've been reporting and what's been happening. Yeah, it's 7. Okay, it's 7 o'clock, guys. So we'll definitely then we'll be on 7. We're able to do that look along game. Either then just hit the notification. What we'll do is we'll probably run it on simultaneous channels, and what we'll do is we'll do the look along, and we'll talk about it, and we'll raw emotions as the game goes on. We can't give you we cannot give you highlights or footage or videos. We'll just talk ourselves because due to copyright infringement. But you hear our raw reaction if it's the last game of the Knicks summer league. Be part of it with us, and hear when something good happens, and see when we get emotional, and or something unfortunately it goes wrong. We'll you just see the raw reaction of us Knicks fans on the stream, and then we'll talk about it. We'll see when hopefully someone has a big game tomorrow unexpectedly. We'll be here covering it live.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. Hey, Dan. I don't know if the Eastern Conference, I mean the Western Conference got worse, but I do think the Eastern Conference got better because a lot of them Western Conference players came over to the East. So yeah, I wouldn't say they got worse because they still got LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Luka Doncic. They still got the Damian Lillards of the world. They still got their creme de la creme players in the West. But I do agree with you. The East got stronger though. They definitely got stronger. Eastern Conference gonna be something to be reckoned with next year for sure. They will definitely be in shape if they want playing time. Tibbs not playing. Yeah, absolutely, KJ. I agree with you, brother. Tibbs already they already know. Only person that have a big belly on that team is Kid Tibbs. That's because of that's because of the Diet Cokes and all the up nights. Yeah, you're right. Dan Kawhi is out. I forgot about that. Yeah, man. But yeah, I think the Eastern Conference definitely took a step up. Dan A. I think they on par to compete with them. And that's why I love the NBA this year because now I think it's gonna be a real competitive league. Now it ain't like the West gonna come in and smoking these teams all the time. It ain't gonna be like that anymore. I don't think. But yeah, man. So salute to everybody, man. We here, man. We here just cutting it up, man. Y'all got any thoughts y'all want to throw in there? Throw them in there. We just trying to keep the thing popping. Like I said, getting back to summer league. Deuce McBride, nice. Grimes, nice. Sims, nice. Rokas, nice. Great. I like the Walker kid. I like a lot of things went on down there, man. I'm happy with the Knicks organization, man. And getting Dice, the head coach, getting a chance to coach first Asian American to ever coach in the NBA game like that, other than Eric Spoelstra, who's from the Philippines. But um, I agree, man. Will. I think people sleeping on the Knicks. I think they sleeping on that team, man, for sure.
You need that hat. I can't even wear a hat because you
I
gotta
got
talk to the man. You gotta talk to the man
it.
next to me. He's the merchandise man.
I got them for you. I sent them, no problem. Got some new ones coming out with the embroidered logos too. It's gonna be fire. So we gonna roll in the next season hot, man. We know we got the phone lines popping off. We gonna have raffles, all this good stuff, man. We giving out shirts, to the chat callers. We gonna get it popping, man. We gonna really get it. I'm like last year. I'm going into my second season, man. I'm ready to get it popping. I'm ready to take this thing to another level. Got some nice promos and videos coming out and stuff like that, man. So we deal with a little bit more analytic stuff, but right now it's real talk, and that's what we do. We're not analytic driven for as statistics and all that. We just try to be real talk, man, and that's what we do. But we will be going down that line as well in the season and getting it popping.
So we're saying another 7 o'clock. So yeah, we'll be here 7 p.m. doing the look along on both channels, and we'll definitely have fun with that. If it is the final game until preseason, we'll enjoy it unless they get invested in the championship game. They will definitely be back on another look along. On that.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, let's hope so. But just the fact that the NBA gave the Knicks a 6 uh summer league game is because they like what they see. They like what and they know they want, and it's about drawing eyeballs. Every time they open up the telecast, they said Nick fans they travel in drones. They're all over the place here in Vegas. And salute to you guys, Nick fans, all of us, for supporting this team, and not just on the stream yards, not just in all these platforms, but also showing up in droves and in Vegas, everywhere, playoff games, road games, everywhere that the orange and blue plays, we show up in droves. And salute to you guys, the fans, all of us, for investing and loving this team. I can't wait when we finally win this NBA title because I think it's going to be so many people's joyous and bring so much happiness for all the years that we've been following this team. But finally, it's getting there. Like I said, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I think there is light already. I think I think we come out of the tunnel already, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, we done came out the Hudson. We don't went through the Hudson. We don't went through the Lincoln Tunnel and all that. We about to come out this joint, bro, for real, and get it popping, man. But salute to the Knicks, man. Been a minute, but last year was any indication of how what direction we going, then you seen it though. That and I know it's gonna be a tougher season because now we going from being the hunter to the hunted. Now people know the Knicks how they get down. So we ain't gonna be no cakewalk this year. You Knicks not gonna go in there and surprise people this year. It's not gonna be no surprise. They know the Knicks can get down now. So we're gonna have to go in there and bring a 48 minutes a game this year because teams know we better. They know we're not the 21 win team. We're the 41 win team. So we're gonna have to go in there definitely. But we also know that what we got and it works. So we're gonna make sure it works next year. I think we good. I'm good. I just like the way it's going. I'm happy with the whole. I can see the Knicks in the next 10 years because you got these draft picks. You still got you got almost 6 first-round draft picks. You still got. You got a plethora of second-round picks. You got 7, 8 guys that's on that team right now coming through the pipeline that still will be here in 3 or 4 years. Grimes, McBride, Obi, Quickly. You know what I mean? These Sims, RJ. I mean, that's 7 guys almost right there, whatever, quite a few that's going to still be here. You know what I mean? So, and you got more talent coming down with the draft picks you got. I mean, Knicks in a good spot for the next 10 years, man. If they do this thing right, the way they're doing it now, they manage this thing right and don't get crazy. Even if you go big game hunting, make sure you got all that talent in the pipeline. I think the Knicks is good for another 10 years. I think we finally got this stability back where, every year we could bring it. Like, you think about it, if McBride and Grimes pan out, that's go your future backcourt almost. You know what I mean? Basically, or even if your second unit that you're starting backcourt when they move on from Derrick Rose and these guys, these guys will think about it. These 2 guys will be back in summer league next year. You know what I mean? So if the pandemic don't get out of hand and we don't have to go retreat to doing some crazy things and everything stay the course. And the season just go 82 games. Then we get up to the playoffs. And hopefully, we get through all that and go back in the training camp again next year. Now we got some more draft picks coming through, and I just think we're in a good place. For sure. As a Knicks fan and a Knicks organization, I think we should be pretty excited about what they did in the last couple of years for sure.
Right. And one thing you gotta be excited that we have the G League. We have the Westchester Knicks affiliate that we could allow players to go on 2-way contracts to develop there and keep on bringing them. Once the guys get expired, you need to make the Knicks theme song.
I already got it popping. I got you, K. I already got it popping, brother. It's in the works.
So then we bought a what you call it? We have that G League to bring the players and develop. You also remember, guys. You also got Rokas Djokovic in the Euro League that we stashed there when he's ready. So the point is, whenever these guys like a Derrick Rose get ready to be above and beyond the hill, and you want to allow him to leave, retire, or you want to train him for more draft picks, and bring these, and you think you have your point guards ready, to learn under the tutelage, you just plug and play players in there, youth players. You can bring in that flux of young talent into the roster, and you don't go old. You don't go old. You don't get cap strapped, because what you do is you when they're expiring, you sign up your own players. You remember you RJ Barrett or so forth, and you give those contracts up, and then you keep bringing developing and bringing players in. And if you keep that that smart revolving door in and out with developing, we're going to be a good team years to come, barring any injuries, barring any disastrous in coaching change or front office nonsense where they an impatient owner wants to get rid of their general manager, team president. Barring all that, unforeseen events, I think we should be fine if everything keeps the course. Everybody does their job properly, or is allowed to do their job properly. I think the Knicks will be in good hands going forward, and I think that everything's going to be run like a well-oiled machine if everything goes well. And I know that's a lot of ifs, but is heading in that right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think this thing is established. I really do. I think they done laid the blueprint now, and they just got to keep following it. And I just think that it's working well. I think when last year when they let them fans back in that garden, and we was even just getting to the playoffs, and we had all them fans out there. James Dolan them like to be, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. You know that building was electrifying in the playoffs. Man, we would have won that series. It'd have been pandemonium in New York City, man. We would beat the Atlanta Hawks because that was beautiful, man. That just gave me chill bumps when I was watching them fans in that playoff series. And I know they want that same feeling, and that's what they're building for. But they doing it by keeping everything in constructively, keeping the infrastructure together, and keeping everything managed well. So we gonna be here for sure. But yeah, man, we just doing it, man. Appreciate you guys coming in tonight, man. We ain't gonna be on too long today. We just wanted to get in and get you guys in the chat, get you guys some Nick thoughts on Summer League, and looking forward to Sims and them. Either I need that Kimba game winner, absolutely. Cardiac Kimba with the step back, respect that. You already know we're gonna get that. Hey, you gotta get it, bro. Hey, we need Cardiac Kimba in the building, lighting it up. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be electrifying up in that piece, bro. It really is. It's gonna be him and Derrick Rose. Oh my God, shaking and baking our cats. Mitchell Robinson back with the rim running. See, we have all that last year for a minute. Man, Kemba Walker and them cats and Mitchell Robinson and with the man, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Let me ask. Well, I was gonna ask the question, but we already have the answer because we've seen it already. Like if Mitchell Robinson were to go down injury again, then well, of course you have Taj Gibson. That's why it's good to have that insurance policy there. I said, would if he were to, do you guys feel comfortable with Jericho Sims knowing what it is to come play 10, 15 minutes at night at the center position? Now, you have a three-headed center between Nolan Noel, Taj Gibson, and you want to bring Sims in there, maybe at the end of the quarters just to close out, to use his fouls and go out there and give us something. That's an interesting aspect. If Mitchell Robinson goes on, or even Nolan Noel, because I personally am worried about him if he's going to be able to play all 82 games with his knees. We saw, and so forth. I know he was in really good condition last year in a condensed 72-game season. Big up to Nolan Noel. Played. I think he played because the Knicks needed that necessity, especially down the end stretch of the season. But it's good thing that we have Gibson and this kid is really developing well. And I think that's why you gotta really like the what you call it, the depth that we have in all the different positions. So we'll see that.
Yeah. Salute, my brother. Yo, KW, salute, man. Appreciate you coming being part of this, man. Absolutely, man. We on, man. Next Real Talk. You come stay up in here with us, man, and we're going to keep it popping, man. Y'all make sure y'all go like and subscribe. And we're going to keep bringing this content to you guys and everything. And just to piggyback off of what BX was saying, I'm more worried about Noel getting injured than Mitchell Robinson, actually.
Okay. I can see that. I had worried about a little bit of both. Both of them, and I just hope that if I hope neither one, but if the day that comes, if the day comes that either one, there'll be a different spurt to the season, and we know that we could allow these guys to come in and be a spark plug. It'll be interesting to see will Tom Thibodeau play a small five. Would he do that? It all depends, I guess, in the success of the players that are currently on the roster. Like if Obi Toppin is playing well above his mind, what we think he's going to be able to give a summer league. Will he play an Obi Toppin at the five? And then maybe Knox might get a little more minutes, Obi minutes, while Obi's getting some of the backup centers minutes. So it's really interesting. It's exciting because there's so many multi opportunities of endless different things that the Knicks could go with it. It just got to go on the coaching staff. They know what they have there, and they're gonna see how they're gonna execute, bringing in and out their players.
I'm gonna tell you what's scary, y'all. Contract year Mitch. Y'all heard me say this on Knicks Real Talk. Contract year Mitch. That boy gonna show out for that contract. Best believe it. He's showing out for that money. Mitchell Robinson haven't had a $2 million payday in 3 years. That man about to play for them double digits. Mitchell Robinson is going to show out this year, and you can book that. You can book it. You could book it. That man gonna show out 275 muscle. He coming. He got to feed his family, bro. He like, I want that next contract, and I had to set myself. So I got that beautiful young daughter down there. He going to get it, God. I'm telling you, Nick's gonna be. Mitchell Robinson might be a DPOY this year. I'm telling you, he might be a defense player of the year this year because he going to get that next contract. And he had last year, he had a chance to sit back while he was injured and just learn. Just think about his whole season last year was learning. I can't play, so I'm gonna mentally learn how to play basketball even better. Mitchell Robinson gonna be a monster next year because he really had a chance to sit back and just analyze basketball. You know, look at how these guys is playing. Kenny Payne picking his brain, and I just think that he gonna show out. I think he's gonna show out. I really do. That's what make the Knicks so different than last year. A half a year, Mitchell Robinson, opposed to if he stay healthy, a full year, better point guard, better shooting, small forward. Julius taking a maturation. You know he playing for something now. He got a max contract, so he about to show off. And now he gonna have to earn his money. RJ know that he about to come into another year to where he gonna have to get his sooner or later. So he's like, well, you know what? If they extend Julius Randle, I want them to extend me too. You know what I mean? So these cats going, they playing for something, man. And after that shellacking against Atlanta, you best believe the Knicks team, their mentality is like this here. We don't like that taste that we got left in our mouth after the playoffs. We do not like that feeling. And I think they going into there and looking good. Plus Divine, yes indeed. Salute 19 Con, my brother, salute. He said, plus Mitch been in the gym putting on almost 30. Absolutely, man. That cat, man, I watched a clip of him the other day, and I was like, yo, look at this cat. He already had kind of broad shoulders. Everything on his body was frail but his shoulders. But now you putting out, he gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. I think that defense, Knicks defense might move up to number one with him and Noel at that center spot next year. You know that back line, you ain't worried about that. And we just got to get the McBrides of the world, guys like that. Fournier, he plays defense. He's not a master, but he plays it though. I see Fournier try to lock up on cats. Even in the Olympics, he was trying to lock up on them cats. So he plays aggressive defense. RJ get better at defense because he's got another year in the league. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think we go do this thing. I think we make it happen for sure. I think Knicks gonna be a real good team, a fun team to watch. I can't wait for it to get off. BX.
Yeah, I think we're going to be surprised with Fournier's defense coming forward. I think he's going to put the work in because he's not going to require to have 17 points a game in his teams. With the depth on it, I think he could drop like the 13 points a game, 13. But he's going to be a much better defensive player, and he's going to hit some clutch points. I'm hoping he actually scores more, in my opinion. But if let's see how he I think he's all in defensively. Like you said, you saw him playing in the Olympics, some good defense and playing really well. But salute to 19 Con, man. I'm glad to see you here. He says, you guys see Mitch and the sports TV pick. Yeah, these dude is ripped, dude. Mitchell Robinson is ripped. Hopefully he just don't overextend and do too much where he re-injures and get injuries because then everybody's gonna be like, oh, here we go again. There's gonna be nooks and bruises. It's a center. He's a center position, and there's going to be nicks and bruises. And I don't expect all him and both centers to play full 82 games. I'm expecting guys to sit out. I'm expecting somewhere from 65 to 70 games, 72 games total on these players. I think guys are going to miss 10 to 15 games this season each, and hopefully it's not around the same time of the year. I hope it. Like I said, they're sporadic. They spread it out. Injuries. I can't predict when injuries happen. We can't say, well, I want you to get injured on this time. No, but in a perfect world, I think they'll if it were to happen where they're going to miss time, it's going to be hopefully sporadic, not all at once, and especially on the certain parts of the schedule where they could slide in Gibson and won't get injured, hurt, or out muscled with the centers, or even when if you have to bring up Jericho Sims there. My thing is I want to see Mitchell Robinson put a clamps on Bam Adebayo, my opinion, and Capella. If he does that, I'm going to be really ecstatic because the rest of the other centers besides Joel Embiid, I think the Knicks, I don't think they have too much. Of course, you got your current. I'm talking about Eastern Conference. I'm not, the Western Conference is, they got their own centers, their own things, but I'm talking about with the division and the jockeying that we need. Those are the main concern centers, in my opinion. That gives me a little bit of keep me up a little bit at night is Adebayo and Capella. Joel Embiid is. I'm not gonna even think about it because he's in another stratosphere when it comes to the talent. But I think these guys could if they play together, two men. I think they could do damage on Embiid, but Embiid is Embiid. He's special, so
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
even gonna get there with that.
Yeah, yeah. 19. My second that, my brother. They got me hyped too, man. I love the future of this team. I think I love what we doing. I think them young guys is nice. And like I said earlier, you got to salute Walt Perrin for picking these guys, man. He know how to pick talent. He got Donovan Mitchell down there. And he picked Donovan Mitchell when everybody else passed up on Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? And I just think that Grimes is gonna be a sleeper. I think McBride. I think them cats. That's a nice backcourt right there, man. Them cats can light it up. I know it's summer league, but talent is talent. And once you translate it to the NBA on this level, on a regular season thing, they can. If you can shoot, you can shoot. I don't care who you play against somebody. If you open, I don't care if you playing against a grown man or baby. If you open, you can shoot. You shoot the ball. So even in the NBA against NBA competition, if you open and you can shoot the ball, you will make it. It might be different when a man on you, but if you got an open shot, it's a little different shooting an open shot, whether you're in the G League or you're in this. If the shot is open, I'm there, and you know how to stroke it, you stroke it. And I think they confidence makes me feel good that they not scared to stroke that ball. Do you think Philly is better or worse with Drummond over Howard?
Dwight Howard.
I think Common, offensively they better. Drummond gonna give you some buckets that Dwight Howard, all he is a high flyer dunker. Andre Drummond he can give you some points. You know what I mean? So and that from an offense standpoint, I think they're better. From a defense, I think they take a step back.
Yeah, it all depends how he meshes because Howard was a pain in the neck. Gritty, pain in the neck. Cook and willing to get a little dirty and be a little bit of a antagonistic pest in the center position. Can Andre Drummond bring that to the team? Bring that a different element. And that's going to be interesting if there be a better or not. But the point is that it can Drummond allow open up the shooting around the team with Philadelphia. Howard not too much, but maybe Drummond can. So it might be a little bit of a positive there, but man, I think they will miss Dwight Howard in some capacity, in my opinion. So it's too hard to tell. I'm gonna go 60-40 on that.
I think Noel probably to me would fare better. 19. Who would Noel fare better against, in your opinion? Drummond, because he's not a really truly defense ball player. I would say. I don't think he can handle either one of them guys. I'm talking about from a physical standpoint. Supreme System Low, Chop Low,
Chop Low, salute Chop Low.
What it do? Salute
Chop. Que lo que, my man.
Yep. I think 19. I would have to kind of say he probably would do better against Drummond because Dwight Howard. One thing about him, he's strong, but he can move real well because he's not a big dude. He's a strong dude, not a big right far weight wise, size wise, but he's a muscle bound dude. He covers a lot of ground and he jumps high. You know what I mean? So I might have to think Howard give Noel a more problem than Drummond will. I think
he has like a knack that knows how to get under opposing center's skin. Dwight Howard is the type of player you despise him for being against your team, but you kind of love him when he's on your team because he does these enchantables. Get the little nerdy, gritty dirtiness and that get under the other team's skin, but you love it because it takes them out of their whack. That's what Dwight Howard brings in this tangible at that savvy veteran type of deal. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and let me ask you a question real quick, guys. The Lakers got they still got Marc Gasol, so he's gonna be a starting five, right? Or unless they do the Anthony Davis thing. But if not, you have Dwight Howard. So let's say Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony. You got Trevor Ariza at the 3. You got Tucker. Man, you picked up so many guys. It's hard to remember all these guys.
Malik Monk.
The Malik Monk. They got a deep team down there, dude. I mean, them dudes is deep, bro. I'm like, damn, that's not a bad problem to have neither. I wonder who will be crying for playing time, but man, that team is deep.
They might add Isaiah Thomas. They're bringing in there.
They got a deep team down there for sure. But yeah, we're gonna stay in tune and see what up. But yeah, I think we're in a good spot. But yeah, I think knows well we'll fare better against Drummond. Drummond, don't get me wrong, Drummond could body anybody big as that boy is. But he's athletic too, but he ain't no Dwight Howard when it comes to super athleticism.
Do you see a chemistry issue between him and Embiid?
No, I don't because Embiid is a starting center, no question. He ain't gonna be no chemistry either. They know who the man down there. He come in that second unit and do his job. I'm quite sure before he went there, he knew that. No, you coming in there to back up Joel Embiid, and that's it. That's all it should be anyway, BX. I think he know that from the door. This is Joel Embiid's team. When he go out, you do what Dwight Howard did.
I'll tell you one thing. For a lot of people, a lot of NBA players that thought they were getting 100 million supermax contract, it's been a lot of humbling pies being served. I think Drummond is one who's been having a humble pie, as well as Dennis Schroeder, and I think Markkanen is about to have another humbling pie himself. So there's a lot of players out there that are getting humbling pies. I thought John Collins from Atlanta was going to get a humbling pie, but he actually got his cake and got to eat it too. But that's interesting to see. A lot of these players that we thought that we almost were baited in giving a max deal to, and now we can see them, they're taking backup roles. That's
yeah, 19. I kind of do, man. I do think he could be one of the best backup centers in the East. He was in that defense tier last year. I mean, that man was he won some game for us with that defense shot blocking. I can't even front about that. And then he had that little mid-range jump shot was working every now and then. Yeah, he's one of them. 19 for sure. But yeah, I think you're right. A lot of guys got humble pie, man. Let me get Will in there. Will's thought, and yeah, me too. I agree with Kanye. I think he's one of the best. Who would have thought Alex Bird's got a bigger bag than Schroeder? Absolutely, right. Facts, Will. That's why crazy it is, man. These guys, you know what? I got to look at their agents, though, dude. What was your agents thinking? Because Dennis Schroeder should have took that 4-year, $80 million the Lakers was going to give him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You should have took that. You know what I mean. And you was on a championship contending team. I was like, I would have took it in a heartbeat. So yeah, good point, Will. That a lot of them got marketing. I think these guys they was looking for the big money and it wasn't there. A lot of teams wasn't using their skill set. And not saying they won't get it, but as of right now, how many people got cap space left? You know what I mean? Not too many people who got it. You know what I mean? And like I said, a lot of these teams is almost set. You know what I mean? You definitely have to eat some humble pie for a year and then have a show out year. And Larry Markkanen should have thought about that. You know why? Because think about it, he was hurt the year before. He didn't really get to do too much last year because of the situation. So what he should have did was, he should have bet on himself for a year, got a good deal, say, okay, let me show somebody what I could do for a full season, the reason why I want this contract. And then next year you go into it and get it. I think he priced himself right out.
Yeah, and then what he said, Schroeder saw it, but his agent saw it, but Schroeder wanted to bounce. It may you should. I mean, NBA players could do what they want. They banked on themselves, but $84 million for 4 years in the second or the first largest market in the NBA, that's not bad, man. With all the different and plus you're a foreign player from Germany, you could be marketed internationally in the world largest market, playing with LeBron James. I'm like, wow. Sometimes you think the grass is greener on the other side, and it's really not. So
it's not. Yep. Yeah, and that's why. And if you look at who's out there, look. This wasn't a deep free agent market. First of all, you see Kyle Lowry, Lonzo Ball, Larry Markkanen is still out there.
DeRozan was gone. You had a lot of mid-level NBA quality players out there. And the Lakers also have Kendrick Nunn as well. Absolutely, good one, KW. That's right. I forgot about. They have a plethora of talent. Despite the fact they might be veteran talent, but it's still talented players. When you have the best player on the planet to gel them with a walking triple double and Russell Westbrook and a transitional player like AD. Oof, that's phenomenal. That's the core right there. And you add shooters like Monk, Melo, and so forth. The Lakers are going to be pretty dangerous in the West.
Yeah, and the experience. See,
Yeah,
that's there, and that's what wins championship experience. Because look, that's why you think about you look at prime example Milwaukee Bucks. Not only did they have a superstar, they had experience because people like Brooke Lopez, Middleton, and what's the guard name Holiday. Them cats is veterans. They know the game. They and PJ Tucker. They won't choke in the moments. They won't get rattled in the moments. The Lakers got everybody on the Lakers team they picked. They've been around. You think about the people who they grab. They grab people who either been in championship games, been to the Western Conference Finals. Kendrick Nunn was in the finals when he was with Miami that first year. They brought guys who've been in that fold. They know they've been there, and that's what they won that championship the year before last. Everybody on that Laker roster either played in a championship game, won a championship game, or at least been to the Western Conference Finals. Then every player. You know what I mean? So I think that experience is what they do. Salute to Chris. Chris, I see you, my brother. Salute, man. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, Chris. That's all that's going on. And Robert said, McBride is the truth. Yes, indeed. The kid lives for the big moments. He outshowed Matt Ryan from Cleveland. He did, man. That kid be dropping it, bro. We got a sleep on our head right there. I call him Greg Anthony 2.0 with a better jump shot. That dude be hounding. He's a hounder, bro. I like his game. He's nice with his. Yeah, he's a keeper. He's definitely a keeper. It's gonna be a battle in training camp, man. That's gonna be an interesting training camp. You know what I mean? It's like there's gonna be some competing going on right there. Westbrook and LeBron versus. Yeah, I can see that, man.
That's the darling of the NBA there, Chris. Everybody wants to see that. Salute to Chris. Hey, Allah Wise. Salute, peace. What's going on, man?
Peace, Allah Wise. Salute to you, my brother. Yeah, I think that will wind up being BX. Unless Mike Conley stays healthy, it gives Utah a chance. Without Mike Conley, they couldn't do nothing. But I think Lakers is almost for the keeping right now. I think you got to put Lakers in Brooklyn.
You like Utah, huh?
I think Mike Conley, if Mike Conley wouldn't have got hurt last year, Phoenix wouldn't have beat them. They wouldn't have beat them. Mike, I just think when Mike Conley went down and nothing they could do.
You're interesting with that because they got. I know he's not going to move a needle, but Whiteside coming in, another defensive presence for Gobert. Wow, that's you know what you talking about, speaking about, because it does make sense because unfortunately we don't get to watch a lot of Utah games. One, because of the West Coast nighttime, they're not TV marketable, XYZ, and all that other stuff. But you know what? Speaking about it with you now, I'm trying to think about it. Yeah, they got some formidable talent there. They got some good players there. Could they be a problem for LeBron James and company? I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Yo, facts a lot wise. Grimy Grimes, bro. I already got it with Grimy Grimes all day. I like that kid, man. I like Grimy Grimes and Deuce on the Loose. You already know.
Grimes remind me of Allen Houston or Rich Richmond.
Yeah, absolutely. BX, good point, my brother. Absolutely. Yeah, he does. He really does. He pull up like Mitch Richmond and Allen Houston too.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, where did I see that before? And I started looking, and I started in my brain going through some archives, and I said, Mitch Richmond. If he could have a Mitch Richmond type of career, I'm good with that.
Yeah, Mitch Richmond was a man, though. Yeah, a lot of cats might don't remember Mitch. Mitch Richmond could get down, though. Him and Gold State would run TMC and all them cats. But Chris Mullins and them, yeah, they was electric. Yeah, but I like his game. Grimes gonna be legit, bro. Him and McBride, like I said, that bodes well for the Knicks in 2 years. They got trade assets. Like I said, quickly and all them guys, they got to be careful. Them two dudes, man, I can see that backcourt in the next couple of years.
Frank would be nice there in Utah.
Yeah, he would.
Oh yeah, that'd be a nice. I'm actually rooting for him to go to Utah. I'm hoping he goes to Utah, rather than San Antonio. I think he'll get more playing time, and I think the media market won't be on top of him, and he could do his thing. And with Rudy Gobert there, I think fellow countrymen, and they feel comfortable and so forth. I think he'll do good there. I think that's kind of more like his town, if you ask me.
And he cool with with Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. I think that would be real. I'm a root for him. If he goes to Utah, I'm gonna be rooting for that young man. everyone says I don't like Frank on the, but I just, but for what I wanted, what I was sold for on the Knicks, he didn't deliver due to whatever situation. But I'm going to be rooting for him if he goes to Utah, and I hope he does really good. I hope he, really, really becomes player of the year in Utah. Why not?
Yeah.
And knock out the Lakers. I'll be more than happy for that.
Yeah, once a Nick, always a Nick. I'm a Frank guy. I'm a Frank boy. That's my boy. I love to see young kids come through here and try to make it. You know what I mean? Coming that way he came from French to the United States by himself, as a young man at that age, trying to play in New York City, play for the Knicks. Woo! It's a lot of pressure, bro. But yeah, man. But yeah, he could be nice down there. I think him, like I said, him and Donovan Mitchell got that rapport. I think him going down there with Rudy Gobert, French guys, that definitely could work out for them.
Yeah, that'd be interesting if they sign him and bring him there, man. Yeah, I think so. He'll feel comfortable with Rudy Gobert. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. At least Frank will feel comfortable. Yeah, he will. For sure, 19, he would. And like I said, Frank is. What I love about him, and it's not so much the basketball thing. It's the fact that he the guy. He knew his skill set was limited, but he just worked it hard. He tried to get better. He just tried. One thing you cannot knock a guy's effort. I won't say try, because if you try, I mean you fail. But he tried. He made an effort to get himself better every day. He I'm going to put in this work, and that's what you're supposed to do, because you if you get paid, you make 4 points again, you get paid $4 million. That's what happens with him. You know what I mean? But I think he survived. I think he's the NBA talent. I just don't know how. Silver melodist too. Absolutely. Yep. But we got a good problem to have. But Grimes and McBride, fellas, listen. That McBride kid, bro, that 6'2" with a 6'9" wingspan, 6'8", whatever. Man, listen. The Deuce on the loose gonna be a problem in New York City too. I just want to see those games where the Knicks blow out people and then all those guys come in BX. You know what I mean? Like Knicks up by 20, then you bring them cats in with like 5 minutes left, and you still don't lose a step almost. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Knicks blow some cats out and let them guys come in there and just show themselves, man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the zero media. Otherwise, there's no media pressure. There is media, yes, but not as much as rigorous as New York, always asking him, and the expectation levels that we wanted him to be similar, kind of like a savior, a franchise savior, and he's just going to go there and be Frank Ntilikina, which is a defensive specialist who's going to bring in there and give you everything, 110% of his best, and leave it all on the court, and it might be good enough for Utah in the short span. Unfortunately, we needed him to carry the franchise. He's not that type to carry a franchise. And I think he'll do good in Utah. In my opinion, I think he'll do really good. And even there or San Antonio, both of those places. But I personally would like to see him in Utah. But hey, wherever the money talks and laundry walks, if they sign him there, salute my main man, Robert Paul.
Rob, salute my brother, salute. Yeah, Rob in the building. Yeah, man, he'll fit well out there. The culture is right for him out there. He won't lose a step out there. And I think was it the coach? I keep hearing my man name. He liked Frank, and he's the coach like that. Quinn liked the coach defense. Well, I think he'll fit well out there.
Oh yeah, somebody's trying to sign Frank. No, Robert, we're just speculating on. There was a little bit of interest with the Utah Jazz for Frank Ntilikina. We're just saying that it'll be a good place for Frank Ntilikina to go to. Will be Utah or San Antonio. There won't be that much media pressure in store for on that. We're just speculating. Nothing is concrete or for sure, but we're just saying if Frank had a destination that will be beneficial for him, we think it's Utah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that would make sense. But like as far as what we got going on down in New York City, man. Like I said, I'm projecting Kemba start the game off. I just think they're gonna keep Rose in that second unit, keep that chemistry together, that continuity. But I don't have a problem with Kemba Walker doing the first 6 or 7 minutes of a game or whatever, or the quarter, then they take him out to bring Rose in. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I don't think it wouldn't hurt one way or the other. It's not like he's going to start the game and play the whole first quarter. Not what Derrick Rose made it. So at a 12-minute quarter, he get half, Rose get half. You know what I mean? Then the second quarter, vice versa. So I think they'd be able to scratch 24 minutes out of each one of them guys. And I think that if you do that, and then RJ get his starting minutes, then quickly backs him up. You know what I mean? That's not a bad problem to have. I just think that's deep. I think it's talent wise, it's deep, and they all shooting the free ball pretty well this year. Are they so close to 40? You know, quickly coming close to 40. Rose had a good year shooting the three ball. I think Fournier could shoot it here. They replaced Reggie Bullock consistently more shooting the ball than Reggie Bullock. Even though Reggie Bullock was knocking him down, he won't be consistent as Fournier. And I think Randall gonna do what he do. Obi look his three ball looking good in summer league. You know, so I think time they get to the regular season, we're gonna be in a good spot.
Yeah, they what can I say with that? How can I add to that? That's perfect. What you just brought out there. It's just I can't wait. It's just hurry up. Let's get here. We got a month there to go before 6 weeks, and we're just ready to rock and
Ready
roll.
to rock.
So,
Yeah, right.
we
Ready
still
to
got that
roll.
one more summer league, and we're gonna enjoy it tomorrow, especially the Hawks. I just want to see Grimes put the clamps on Jalen Johnson, and
Yeah,
I want to see McBride make me shut me up for over Sharif Cooper, because I personally on Knicks Real Talk I wanted Sharif Cooper for the Knicks so much, but I am so pleasantly surprised with McBride. I had McBride on my Knicks chart, but in the 30s, 34. If Isaiah Jackson wasn't available, Deuce McBride. I had him there, but I did wanted Sharif Cooper ahead. I had him ahead of Miles McBride, but I'm glad Miles McBride is the Nick. I know. I think Chris also told us about Miles McBride prior to this program as well. Give him credit; he mentioned his name as well. And man, I want to see those two matchups personally to see how the Knicks will fare. Summer league, I know it's summer league guys, but it's going to be fun just to see that battle between the battle.
yep. 19 con 7 o'clock, my brother. Yep. Yeah, you're right. Though I agree with that, man. Robert Parham, we coming out the gate. Our half of our whole team is back. Majority of that team is back, so we're not going to have no continuity issues. So I agree. We should come out the gate pretty focused, and I think because of the way Fournier acclimation won't be as hard because he just doing what Reggie Bullock did. You know what I mean? I think Julius Randle going to do the same thing with Reggie Bullock that he's going to do with Evan Fournier. He's going to be that guy like him, that connection with Julius Randle and Reggie Bullock. I think that now becomes that Fournier and Julius Randle connection with. They had that good rapport. Julius always found that dude in the corner for that J. But the difference with this is Fournier don't have to take the J if it ain't there. He'll break you down off the dribble and bounce. That's big because once he bounced, that opens up for somebody to try to double team him, and now you got another person open. So I think one thing he gonna give us that Reggie Bullock couldn't give us, he can put that ball on the floor consistently and go get a cat. You know what I mean? So I think that's gonna be fun to watch for sure. It's gonna be real interesting with that.
Yeah. Oh, you're frozen. Pudge Knight says McBride is better. I agree. You're Divine. You're breaking up, Brody.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. You know how the internet goes. Sorry about that.
He says McBride is better. I think as of right now, Pudge, yeah, I agree with you on that. I just thought what we're getting out of McBride, I thought we were, I heard from different scouts that's what Sharif Cooper was going to bring, but I am not having any draft remorse with McBride because man, what he's shown and what he's given on the floor, the eye test, you cannot complain of McBride on the floor. And the thing is, he's only going to get better once he starts playing with men around him. And besides, there's few guys. What I like about this G League, the Summer League, they have a couple players that've been in the G League, NBA players that've been on some rosters that are trying to make the NBA again. And they're not just all a bunch of kids. There's a few sprinkles of veterans in there playing in the Summer League, which helps these young kids out. And that's why I kind of appreciate it and like it that they're and kudos to the refs, they let them play a little bit. They're not calling it. I wish that refereeing style will come through the regular season. I'm not saying it's all lackadaisical, but the games go much more smoother, much more quicker pace. It's smoother. The guys are not really committing that many fouls. They're playing well, and the games go. It's a pleasure to watch the Summer League. I wish the refs will take a little bit of that and bring it in there.
Technical difficulty, but we still in here, man. Yeah, sorry about that. It froze a little bit, but yeah, I just want to bring up this point as well. We still got to remember a lot why that Fournier and Randall Connection salute. I agree 100%, man. I think that's going to be facts. It's going to be nice. And I also, what's interesting to me is Obi Toppin, man. If Obi Toppin take a leap like he did in Summer League in the regular season, Uncle Fulio, salute my brother. We see you, aka Uncle Fulio Josh in the building. Salute my brother. Yeah, if Obi Toppin takes the league in the regular season, he points a game.
Having technical difficulties.
Yeah. If he made that jump from 10 to 12 points, from 4 points in the regular season last year to this year, maybe 10 to 12 points a game, Obi Toppin with a couple of that Knicks get stronger in that position. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, you know what I mean? I ain't mad at the Knicks right now, bro, for real.
You froze, Divine. Yeah, you're back? I think you're still frozen. Got the pull-up shot that IQ doesn't have. I agree with that. He does have that pull-up shot. That's gonna look nice. Just imagine they'll help work each other with Brian. Their pull-up game and their floater game. They help one another. The interchangeable talents and different going up against in practices. Those practices on the Knicks team is going to be brutal. It's going to be phenomenal to see those guys practice one another. I would love to be a fly in the wall.
Real quick, I agree, bro. You froze. What KW saying, hey, KW, I hope Randall don't need it. I don't think he have to now. I don't think Randall got to force anything. You know what I mean? I think Randall just should let free flow, get that assist game back up, because Randall triple-double qualities. You know what I mean? The man can throw down a triple-double on you. So if he play with, I think now he don't have that pressure. I think he wants the pressure, but I don't think he won't have that much pressure because you got some better players around him now. I think that point guard spot makes a big difference. Kemba Walker makes a big difference. Just due to the fact he's not Elfrid Payton. I like Elfrid. I'm not beating up on Elfrid Payton, but he's not Kemba Walker. Offensively, Kemba Walker, Elfrid Payton don't put fear in nobody offensively. Kemba Walker does. You know what I mean? So that's why I like that situation with Randall. I don't Randall might have to press too much this year to let the game come freely.
Yeah, like Will was saying, Deuce has a high release in the shot and he gets good at it. I think the Knicks 85% of the players on their team could create their own shots. And that's a good thing going forward. With 85% of your players to create their own, that's phenomenal. One thing is I want to see in the season, as the season maturates, can they get to the foul lines? Can they get to the foul line and score at the foul line, and can they be a good foul shooting team? That's the other aspect of this of this team. If they could do that well too, wow, they're going to be unstoppable. They're going to be really scary and dangerous.
Yeah, I like what I do. I like about Deuce guys. One thing about Deuce and Grimes, they can shoot the deep three. Like at the top of the key. Grimes, I mean, him and McBride. Normally everybody high percentage shooting threes in the corner. You know what I mean? But them cats be pulling up right there at the top of the key, knocking them down. I mean, I'm like, yo, they don't got no fear. Whoa. It's interesting to see, man. We loving this thing, man. Absolutely, guys. We know what it is. Barbershop Talk. We covered up. Knicks Real Talk. Divine, BX Sports, Jedi, the chat. Salute to everybody in there, man. Up and down the board. Salute to everybody checking us out on Facebook, Instagram, where we chiming in from, man. Appreciate y'all on the Sunday. We here just cutting it up, talking Knicks, man. Season about the
Divine is frozen, guys.
I don't know if they do that, but we all see. I'm excited about it. I'm happy about it. I don't have no complaint. I'm ready for the season. And hopefully, we going to the season thing around Christmas time. Knicks Real Talk. Man, I'm gonna try to get to the Garden, man. So I'm gonna try to get to the Garden, and I'll let you cats know, man. We might get some type of ticket thing going. We all can get together. Guys, you already know what it is. Y'all make the thing happen, man. Without you guys in the chat, it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Knicks Real Talk. You guys are Knicks Real Talk, so we appreciate y'all. And we just gonna get this thing popping, man, for the sake of the good. Salute Slick TV. Luxury, you got you, my brother. Salute to you for chiming in. It's until I get it right. Ryan and McBride pull up at the defender's face. It's absolutely. Dudes ain't scared of nothing. They ain't scared of nothing. They pick the right guy with the right mentality to play in New York. BX. Them guys fit the culture. They got that mentality where they're not scared to play in this type of environment. And I think that's so impressive. Because I thought one time I was hoping Obi had to get a little meaner streak in his game. Last year, like you got to get a little bit more aggressive, Obi, because then you got to have it that you from New York City. You got to have that New York mentality. You got to have that grimy and that grittiness to you. And I think he's starting to show a little bit of it with the way he playing in the summer league, and it's starting to take place, man. So I think Obi Toppin take another step, then we more dangerous for sure.
Yeah, that definitely going to be more dangerous. It'd be interesting the reputation that Grimes and McBride are getting in summer league. When they get the opportunity on the floor, will the NBA officials allow them to play a little physical, or let them play, their style of basketball? Hopefully they don't get delegated with foul troubles right away. But they'll make those adjustments. That'd be interesting with the summer league, because now there's a scouting report, or officials, they scout players too. They see their tendencies of what they like to do, what they like to how they like to play, and certain players in the league, they get that reputation. Oh, they're a defensive player. That's what they normally do, and they won't get called fouls. So it'll be interesting to see. And what I like, that we haven't talked about in the summer league situation is with Jericho Sims. He doesn't get no stupid fouls. He plays pretty much foul-free basketball, and you gotta like that from a center. He's not doing the clumsy fouls or the normal rhythm and go fouls in summer league with centers, and it's been clean. And that's something to in the future preseason games and so forth. If that translates for him being on the floor more, that two-way contract might be something very valuable for the Knicks. If this kid if he's able to stay on the floor without foul troubles and be a participant on the floor, and that's going to be interesting going forward in that development.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think another year away from being that backup center, and that's why I said what they did with Noel contract. They gave him 2 years with a team option because if this kid flourishes and takes off, then I could see him and Mitchell Robinson having that 1-2 for the next 4 years. You know what I mean? You extend Mitch, give Mitch his 12, 13. He 15 for 4 years. He's playing contract. But I can imagine our 1-2 for the next 4 years. That's not a bad problem whatsoever. You know what I mean? I really not. You know what I mean? So I definitely can see that happening.
Right. And when he wrote, he says the way Sims could catch and pass the ball is very impressive. Mm-hmm. It is. He moves the ball. The ball moves quickly with him. It gets into him. He makes, and the kudos to him. He knows what he wants. If he's gonna go take the ball to the hole, shoot a floater, attack, or he knows where to pass. A very excellent passer, in my opinion, for a big man. Phenomenal passer. I like what I see from him. And one of his and like you said, 2 more years from now, when you want to move if you lose Mitch Robinson in free agency, you make your move Noel or vice versa. Who knows? There's plenty of just in case situation scenarios that you could protect yourself. If Kemba Walker doesn't pan out next year, let's say he's not fully healthy, you got guys McBride, you got Rokas coming back from Europe. You got, we'll see what we got in Lucas Valdoza. Then we might have to want to trade picks for a point guard that doesn't want to, or that's available. John Wall's a free agent. I'm not saying we should go get John Wall. No, but those are the options are there for just in case. And then the way the Knicks set themselves up, they have contingency plans, plan A, B, C, and D. And it's good to see that. They're an organization that it has a plan in place in case things A, B, and C, in case things doesn't happen. And it's not like, if this plan blows up, we're going to go back into the dark ages. No, they have options. They have opportunities where they can continue running the machine at full throttle and not take step backs or derail.
Yeah. They're in a good spot because you know what? Even if you keep Noel for the next 2 years, guys, right now with a two-way player. He's a two-way, so he can play two-way for the next 2 years. You know what I mean? And then once Noel contract come off the books, Then you bring Sims in there for what, 3, 4, 5 million or whatever. It's still baby money. So yeah, they will in New York City right now, man. I gotta say that.
And it's true, like Will said, it's the final year of the paying of Noah. I think it's like $6.5 or $7 million that they have to pay.
At some point. Yep.
Yes, and that comes back on the book.
Yeah, see that's more cap money. It was worth the wait. Gotta be patient with it. Good one, Will. We've been patient with it. It paid off, and that's why I say I don't have a problem with the way they do it, man.
You're broken up again, Divine.
Guys, I keep freezing. It's raining over here, man. So I'm kind of, how Wi-Fi go.
And says Robert Woodward said Roel has little to no trade and value in the trade, but they would package him along with a better player. Maybe, but remember, there's a reason they gave him $10 million. I think other teams were really after Noel. For them to go at $10 million, even though it's still a good deal, it's still, when if you reach incentives, but there were other teams after him, so there is kind of a value for Noel. We saw Dallas and other teams, Boston, Brooklyn, they all had an eye on him. And the Knicks quickly, right off the gate, gave him that contract extension. So there. Don't think he doesn't have that much value. Like you said, a loan value straight up, maybe not. But if you package him for salary, that's why they gave him that kind of contract. It's for that reason there. And and I saw earlier to you, 19 comment, you were saying, yeah, you got Sims going into practice, and he's going to see practice with Mitchell, Noel, Obi, and Todd, especially Todd Gibson, who's going to help them come along. That kid that's gonna help that young man out in tremendous leaps and bounds. That's why training camp this season, it's gonna be really fun. The amount of days and the amount of practices they could get in there, and it's gonna be interesting to see how a lot of eyes are gonna be open, in my opinion, in Knicks training camp when it come into to this camp. September 28th can't come any quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's going. But you know what? Because his game is like a Todd Gibson, believe it or not.
Right.
Except for he jump higher. He's like a young Todd Gibson when he was young. Is like Sims is now, except for Sims a little bit more athletic than Tom he will ever be. But they got that strong game though, and he gonna be nice. I think him and Mitch are the future centers in New York. I really do. I think if I'm looking at it from a Knicks fan, from my perspective, I think Mitchell Robinson and Jericho Sims is the future centers in New York City for the next 4 years or whatever.
Let me ask you this: if Jericho Sims could give you the same output as a Joakim Noah, but with a little more offense, would you sign up for it?
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, despite what you say about Joakim Noah, Joakim Noah in his prime was legit in our defense end though. That, the defense player of the year, that boy was nice with his on the defense level. I mean, him, Al Horford, and when they were doing down there in Florida, I mean, them cats was getting it coming out of college. With him, Brewer, him, and Hartford, and them cats was good, bro. So yeah, I take that in a heartbeat. I will absolutely. I take that in a heartbeat, and I think that's a good problem to have. Will said Noel and Burks are serviceable players who can be paired with picks in a bigger trade. I think that's what's going to be, Will. I really think that's what it's about right there. I agree with you 100%. I think that's what it's going to be, brother. I think they got them cats. They know it. They know that's $20 million in 2 contracts. That's easy. Now you can salary match now, and they serviceable. It ain't like you trade away no scrubs. Alex Burks and can help a contender. Noel can help a contender. No question about that. You know what I mean? So that's a good. I think I love the front office. I think they was kudos to them for that for sure.
Yeah, we mentioned that a lot. Why is that Mitchell? Actually, Divine. Let me give the proper. Divine said Mitchell Robinson is going to have a monster year this year because he's hungry. He's hungry. He's motivated. He saw Mitchell. He saw how they took care of Julius Randle, how they took care of Nolan Noel, how they took care of the players that already been on the team. And he says, you know what? They're taking care of us. And I see what they give in practice. I'm giving my situation. They're going to take care of me as well. And I think he's going to have I'm agree with Divine. Like he said, he's going to have a monster year. And kudos to Divine calling that. He's going to be the defensive player of the year or top finalist in my opinion. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's not a bad problem to have him and Noel. Noel and him, that's not a bad problem because I just think that he gives us a little bit what Noel can't give us. He got first of all, he got hands. He got hands, lob threat, offense rebounder, and when he can guard the perimeter. Mitchell Robinson can guard from inside to outside. You know what I mean? This cat can he pretty much covers ground. He covers a lot of area. That's why we call it Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood with that man sitting back there. Won't you be mine? Because that cat can get it, bro. I mean, he holds it down there, and I think he takes a lot of pressure off of Julius Randle on them. So what happens to me with Mitchell Robinson and Noel, when you are penetrating guard and you know you got them two dudes back there, it makes you hesitant a little bit. You know what I mean? You're gonna either have to have a mid-range game or whatever. But a Pud, I don't know if it's 21, but I can see Mitchell Robinson. If you tell me you give Mitchell Robinson 14, 15, lock him up for like 60 million, 4 years, 60 million, I don't got no problem with that. I think he's worth it. I think Mitchell Robinson's gonna be a double machine this year. I think he go gets it. You know what I mean? And let's hope he stay healthy. Because one thing I like to say about Mitchell Robinson, his injuries was basketball kind of related, like, you know, your hand, you punched up against somebody. They were freak accidents, I guess what I'm saying. It was like he went up in the air and came down, and went up in the air and he landed on somebody's foot. You know, so he don't have his injury history is not about like a torn ACL, Achilles injuries, it's more like, you know, twists and breaks and stuff like that. So hopefully he could bounce back off that and redeem that.
He doesn't have soft tissue injuries or ligament damages. It's broken bones that it could recuperate and recover. You saw Paul George, you know, that gruesome injury in the Olympic tryouts, if I'm mistaken, when his ankle snapped one leg one way or the other, and you see Paul George has recovered phenomenally. You know, look at the contract he got after that. So I think those breaks it benefits. I'm not saying, you know, granted we don't want anyone breaking any bones or anything, but he got like you said, might be the lesser of the worst evil. You know, a breakage than a ligament torn or all that. So Mitchell Robinson, I think if he does become top finalist of the Defensive Rookie of the Year, it's probably going to take around what Miles Turner is getting, $17 to $18 million range, which is not that bad. If you know that you don't have to worry about your defensive rebounding, shot blocking, intimidation in the paint, and you're not gonna have people running amok to the basket, $17 and $18 million isn't a bad number to pay someone that's going to give you that consistent night in, night out, because that's not a problem. That's not a money to spend money there. It isn't a waste of a money to spend. I'm glad to. If I'm the Knicks, I will pay that, because then if you need to move Nolan Noel to bring in a Sims to keep that money down, and you know you're going to get that from Mitchell Robinson, so be it, because you could always get another center to come in and play those kind of minutes in there. That's just my philosophy.
Yeah, I you know what, BS, I'm looking at this here. Rudy Gobert got a $200 million.
Right.
You meant to tell me Mitchell Robinson can't get half of that in today's NBA? In today's NBA, you know, we just based off what they're doing right now in the NBA. I think we haven't even seen the best of Mr. Robinson. But that dude is still only 22 years old, something like that. He's still young, 22, 23.
Right. The only thing, Mitchell Robinson needs to be an impact player the way Rudy Gobert is an impact player on the front court for the Utah Jazz. Mm-hmm. Until Mitchell Robinson establishes that dominance and that reputation that Rudy Gobert has, yes, then we'll say, you know what, we need even if we pay him half of that, it's still a win, in my opinion.
Yeah. And, you know, look at, like, you go back to Mitchell Robinson's rookie year. I'm gonna tell you when I was a believer in Mitchell Robinson, and this is the guys on the truth. That game against Orlando, when they knocked him to the floor, this dude got up and ran across to the baseline and threw my man stuff in the stands. When I seen my man do that, I knew he was gonna be special, because ain't a lot of guys fall down on the defense, and he's not even your man. This is not Mitchell Robinson, man, because he was playing Vucevic in the middle, but they were swinging the ball and everything. And when Mitchell Robinson got up off that floor and sprinted over there, and I'm like, you know what, it's a wrap. And I just think that he brings that stuff that he brings. You know, some of that stuff you don't teach. Some of the stuff Mitchell Robinson can do on the basketball court, you can't teach that. That's pure natural athleticism to the fullest. You know what I mean? And that's why I like Mitch. I just think Mitch is easy. he's a different type of unicorn than me. You know what I mean? And he can do some things cats can't do. I mean, his skywalking in his rookie year, man. You go look at his rookie year clips. I mean, this cat was everywhere. I'm like, man, he ripping Jared Allen from behind the head with block shots, and I'm like, before Zion jumped on the baseline and blocked somebody's shot, that was Mitchell Robinson. Believe it. So I'm excited about Mitch. I like Mitch. Mitch, my man, young cat.
Those intangibles that you mentioned are from Mitchell Robinson. You can't. There is no analytics or stats that you could actually hold it against it. Like you said, guarding the center, playing the center, coming off the ball, contesting the 3-point wing. Be able to sometimes getting a hand or blocking or alternating it is humongous. It's a big plus that the Knicks have. And he averaged last year before injury. He averaged close to 21, eight rebounds a game. That's you can't ask for not.
Hey, look at the game he was having against Drummond right before the game he got injured. 10 points and 16 rebounds at halftime.
Right.
I like that game. I like Mitch about to have a 20-30 game. And then what happened? He come out, he fall, and he step on somebody's foot or whatever. But he was just about to come into his own. So I really do believe his maturation is going to be phenomenal in his contract year because, like I said earlier in the show, he got to sit almost a half a year just learning and studying and analyzing. I mean, you could develop from the bench as well. And I think that's what he did. I think the game he developed, sat back while he was injured, just observing the game, learning new things that he probably didn't have a chance to learn because the season, when you're in a regular season, you don't get a chance to practice a lot because it's a game after game and stuff like that. But him to be able to sit back on that bench while he got a fractured, a broken foot and just look at the game, study the game, master the game, learn this and that, the pros, the cons, the goodness, the weakness, the strength, everything. I think him to be able to sit back and do that next year is only going to bode well for this year. I think it's going to happen.
I got Mitchell Robinson shot stats: 31 games, 8.3 points, 8.1 rebounds, half an assist, and 2.4 blocks per game.
Wow.
That's in 31 games. Also remember he's ambidextrous. He blocks you with the right hand as well as the left hand. It's not like he's dominating right hand and he can block. I think he had almost the same number of blocks left-handed and right-handed. So he's ambidextrous. He plays up that center, and like you said, he mounts the perimeter. He has like a zone that he covers, that it's a big wingspan, and what he brings, he just like you said, he's got to be consistent with his health and on the court. I think he cleaned up a lot of his foul troubles, but now he has to clean up staying on the court with the help. Maybe it might have to be taking a step back and trying to contest everything on the perimeter, maybe. But who knows? But he knows his body now. Maybe the weight, might slow him just a little bit, but it might keep him on the floor a little longer, if that makes sense. With that, so we'll see on Mitch Robinson. We look as Knicks fans, we're dying for Mitch Robinson to pop off and have a monster problem in there. Let me ask you this: if you had to pick who will have the monster year of borderline All-Star to All-Star between RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson, who you're picking? Naturally, we want both. But if you had to pick one or the other, who would you think? Who do you think has a higher ceiling to bring the team to another level?
I think I'll put it this way. I think RJ Barrett would be the one, but here's the problem: that position he plays. He got a lot of competition at the 2 in the NBA or the 3, whichever you want to. With that position, there's a lot of competition there. But no question, I think RJ goes to his maturation going to take place as well. Mitch don't have that much competition at the, other than the 5 center that you're going to say that's pretty dominant in the East.
Right.
But you got a plethora of point guard, not point guard, shooting guards and small forwards. So it might be harder for RJ Barrett to get recognized because of that many guys that's on that position. But Mitch, I think Mitch going to have an impact, though. I think he's going to make a big difference.
Well, let me rephrase that. If they were to do that borderline All-Star to All-Star level,
okay,
which one of the two players elevate the team to a next level? Would it be at the shooting guard or at the center position to maybe take them to the second or Eastern Conference Final if one of those two were to pop? Who do you think has a better impact?
I think Mitchell Robinson.
Okay.
And here this is the reason why I would say it. I don't think people can underestimate what Mitchell Robinson could do on the defense in the basketball game. I mean, this guy can change a game Like one time I listened to Walt Cloud, the player said, Walt Cloud said, if this guy stay on the court out of foul trouble, he could dominate a game. No, not a game. Mitchell Robinson could dominate a game because it's hard. It's hard to. He's like Rudy Gobert. I mean, basically, these cats are not allowing you to come in there with no nonsense. You know what I mean? He makes you change up the way your offense think when you're coming down that middle. Now it's going to be we don't have to worry about leaving our man per se on a kick out because now you got Mitchell Robinson like Noel. Noel had it like that to a degree, but no, I don't think Noel defense is like Mitchell Robinson because Mitchell Robinson can maneuver all over the place. But he makes you change the game because as soon as that pick and roll come, Mitchell Robinson can run up to where you get where the pick and roll about to take place and can get back to the rim so fast. You know what I mean? It's like as soon as they throw that pick, Mitchell Robinson, then it could be right there. And before he can even think about throwing a lob, Mitchell Robinson can sprint. He kind of gets back. He just covered a lot of ground. So I think he's definitely a dominant player on that point. But the small forward position, and I just think that it's a lot of competition there. But I think Mitchell Robinson, if he come back and have a good year, I think the Knicks get out the first round easy.
I see your point on that. There, I'm gonna go the other side of the coin. I think I'd rather have RJ Barrett be the borderline ball star. The reason why is with Mitchell Robinson, even if he pops off like that, you could double team him in the paint and you take away that element. You could also get him in foul troubles, attack him, and with if RJ is borderline, he could just either penetrate, get to the foul line, be a facilitator, shoot from the wing, in an all-star level. And I think that brings more dimension around the team and make the team around them elevate. Don't get me wrong, either or would be great, but I think to take that next level to that other, I think if RJ were to get that borderline all-star, I think it could propel and benefit everybody. Because now if you're worried about RJ penetrating, if you foul him, he gets to the foul line, or he can shoot and get those big wing shooters and hit the three, then now you're in a higher assist level. I think his impact is more advantage towards the team than Mitchell Robinson going off with his impact. Either way, I'll take either or. But in my opinion, if I had to choose, like in a perfect, right now for the argument's sake to make the conversation or the other side of the coin, I'll take the RJ Barrett argument on that side because I see where the benefits in the other areas in the basketball game. But either way, even with Mitchell Robinson popping off, it's a great problem to have.
Absolutely. Yeah. I see it, and like I said, for me, just to piggyback on what you were saying, I think we got players could do what RJ Barrett do. We don't got players who could do what Mitchell Robinson could do, except for one of them, that's Noel, and that's kind of suspect. But I think if the Knicks want to go far, RJ got to have a great season. I'll put it like that. We need RJ Barrett to be all-star level caliber this year if we want to take another step. And if he had that season like he had last year, I think we on our way. I think he'd be more consistent this year because he got another year in his belt. And people forget that was the second year. You know what I mean? So RJ going in his third year, with another year under his belt, he know the NBA even more now. I mean, look what he's with the monkey on his back. He came in the draft with Zion Williamson and Ja Morant. You know what I mean? So he's gonna want to always make sure that he can prove that he belongs with them guys. You know what I mean? In a sense, you know what I mean? So I think RJ sets up well. So I agree with you from that standpoint. If RJ Barrett can have a season like last year, but a little better, I think we good, bro.
He's the. I think, to be honest with you, I think he's the key. If he takes that level to the All-Star level and he continues to play, and when he plays well, if he could do it at crunch time and able to carry the team, not just get a bunch of stats that are calorie fillers, but just to have stats when it really counts. Even if he scores 17 points, but they're 17 meaningful points, like it becomes a closer that or carries the team in that aspect. We will. I think as Knicks fans, we'll go bananas. And that's what we want. It might not be the sexy 22, 21 points a game, but it's when he does it. When is he impactful? I think if he does that in the moments where we need him to, I think we'll be phenomenally ecstatic what we get from RJ Barrett.
Yeah. He gonna be lit this year though. RJ Barrett, like I said, it's different. If he went from 14 to 17, and he could have went from 17 to 20, but maybe because now you got firepower around you, so it's not. I think the shot's gonna be kind of balanced out. Julius Randle might get his 10, 20, but I don't know what it is. And RJ get his amount, Fournier get his amount, Walker get his amount. But I do think that the focus of that offense will be RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. Then Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, and Mitchell Robinson get in where they fit in. But I do think that's going to run through them two guys too. First and foremost.
Yeah, I'm reading at what the chat said about Mitchell running around with the point guard. He could guard them, but could it be that's what might led to a couple of his injuries? Wanting to be running around, and maybe he might, to keep him on the floor, he might have to rely on his teammates and take a kind of a step back. I hope not, because I like his aggressiveness on the defense, the Robinson monster chasing everybody down and just becoming an intimidating factor. It contradicts what I'm trying to say, because if we want him to have the impact of Rudy Gobert, I think he has to play like we guys are mentioning in the chat. If you want him to be that impactful player and get that bag, I think he needs to do that. But I hope in the other case, I hope it doesn't hamper him from getting injured or staying away from injury. And I hope he really continues to be a Robinson monster in all over Mr. Robinson neighborhood, that the new Candyman, if you ask me.
Yeah. He I agree with you, 19 Con. He has gotten a little more, but and I want to reiterate one thing about Mitchell Robinson, because I don't want to put it out there in that way. His injuries is not like anybody. This happens to anybody. Everybody jump up in the air to try to block a shot, or you go up for a shot, and you come down and somebody's foot is under you. It just happens all the time in the NBA. You can't even get around that. So because and he's a shot blocker. If you in that middle, he's going up to throw your stuff away. And only thing we gotta hope is that he get better at, when he do that, he know what's below him. Like don't go up a certain way if you know somebody right under you. And I think that might be where he got his next maturation in shot blocking. Is like when you block a shot, you so linky that you could block a shot and your body don't even then be by nobody's body. Your arm's so long that you just can reach out over there and get it. And that way, when your airspace is not compromised when you come down, because like I said, when he got hurt last year, he came down on somebody's foot. Man, it happens to everybody. TJ Warren, all of them guys, they go up in the air, they come down, and they land on somebody's foot, and unfortunately, Mitch's with them little sneakers he be wearing. So it just happened. But I think he'd be fine. I think the best is yet to come with that kid, man.
Speaking about the sneakers, did you see the summer league game with the Knicks and the Lakers? The homeboy came out of his shoes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I was telling Chef Dan behind the scenes, I never laughed so damn hard. Those
Zion 2.0.
Zion 2.0, but and the thing is, the kid couldn't play again. He didn't have another pair of sneakers. He was out. He was out for the whole game. It was the most hilarious, but I felt bad for the kid. He couldn't get back on there because he didn't bring another pair of sneakers. But man, those are just made it. They need them. Man, those sneakers were trash.
And you know what crazy was crazy, because that just goes to show you too as well. I 19. I agree with you. Mitch was ready. He said for the playoffs, but Tibbs held him out. Mitch gonna be on it. But you know what's crazy about that, man? That's to show you, man. No cats coming to summer league, coming out of college. They ain't got no money. They ain't got money like that. You know what I mean? They don't have money like that. They so they're like, not like they made millions of dollars already. So they wasn't even in the G League making money. You know what I mean? And so so he like, man, I can't get another pair of sneakers. That's why I'm here trying to get a contract.
No, he left them in the gym. He left them in his room because I think after that I think Quickly tweeted out his pictures. He has like 7-8 pairs of sneakers. Usually they bring extra pairs of sneakers. And like David Contact said, you just can't run to the store for a size 17. No, man, that was the most funny. I can't believe. I felt bad for the kid, but I laughed so hard. Obi Topic got people coming out of their shoes, man. I was like, "Woo, man!" That just went whoop.
True. Hey, Robert, I agree with you 100% on that, man. He just need to stay away from the pump fakes and stay honest. Yeah, that was, man. I'm like, man. And for a minute, I thought they said them more the Zions he was wearing. I thought they said, I'm like, I'm like, man, I know he didn't say them the Zion sneaker like that Zion Brown. Like, nah, it can't be. That shit.
Man, he was playing with the big baller brand sneakers. That's what it was.
Yeah, right. That was a good one. I ain't heard that in a minute. See that right, 19 Con, right? God, I agree with you. Said I heard it was the Zion signature joints. That's what I was like.
Oh my God.
My dad said yes. I'm like, that is
Oh,
crazy. What
oh man, that was the most. That was hilarious. That was one of the most funniest, unfortunate situation. He blew through the Zion's ones.
that is
Oh man,
what? That's not a good look. That's not a good
no,
look. That's not a good look for the brand right there. That's for sure. That is for
that
sure, man.
that's why that young man needs to get to New York so he can get those real good sneakers, good quality, and not that Louisiana, sugar sneakers that just come out of nowhere.
He was the same as Jordan as Obi. I don't know them boy, but I guess they figure out don't be going left or right. Then the man it seems like when they go left or right, that's what Zion is. They flip and rip or something.
He must have had some sharp toenails because
Right.
man, that broke from the top where the toes nails are, not
All
from
the
the
way around.
bottom on the top, all the way around.
Mhm.
Man.
He said, listen, Dan said Zion got a ball in Tim's. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a big dude, though. He's a powerful dude, man. So that's funny. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh man, that's hilarious, man. That was that. Yeah, that was that. When I saw that, I was like, "What the heck?" I'm like, "Oh man!" I had it on. The thing is, I was watching the Yankees, so I had it on mute, so I didn't hear any of the wordage and all that. But I laughed. I mean, so hard when that happened. It was just too much. I was like, I
Yeah,
felt bad for the kid though.
yeah, me too. He went to the court, but I seen him sitting on the bench. I was like, man, he ain't got another pair of sneakers.
It's like the little kid in the block that wants to play so bad, and he wore his Easter sneakers and he messed them up. Ooh, he in trouble. Now you gotta sit. Mm-mm-mm.
A 19 Con say the lots will supply Zion Tim's. Good one, 19. Yeah, right. You can take them from tell them the lots can take them from Dipset and give it to them. Yeah, that's what's up. Yo, man, salute to the chat, man. We appreciate y'all coming in, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. It's been a great show. We appreciate y'all coming in here on a Sunday, joining it with us, man. Y'all know y'all family. We appreciate y'all. Without y'all, ain't no Knicks Real Talk, man. From a fan for the fan. Me and BX Jedi, man. We get it popping. BX Jedi got the thing popping up tomorrow. I'm gonna come down there and hit the brother up, man. So we be on tomorrow night. I'll chop in for another minute, hang out with him and Heck and all them guys. But man, y'all have a really, really good evening. And stay safe and all that good stuff, man. Y'all already know the drill. COVID-19 still out there, man. Y'all be safe, man. Wear your mask if you need to. Wash your hands, protect yourselves, and just get ready for a good week, man. Monday, hopefully Summer League tomorrow. We got something else to talk about. Knicks going in, get it popping, beat them boys up tomorrow. And let's see what they're gonna do for us if we can go into a playoff thing if it's possible. And until then, let my man Bronx Jedi 76 get his plug in there, man, and we'll talk to you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate for you guys coming out this Sunday. Yeah, tomorrow we'll have the look along. We'll see what's simultaneously running on the both programs. But if not, we'll run it on Bronx Sports Jedi. We'll just have we'll have instant reaction of the summer league game. We'll start at 7 when the game starts. Usually I come on 8 on Mondays, but me, my Hector, and Divine will be here if if he's available. Come on with us, and we'll just talk basketball. What's going on, what the situation is going there, and all that. And I appreciate you guys here on a Sunday. Yeah, COVID-19 is real. Thank you guys for all the prayers and all the uplifting spirit. Make me much better, much ready to go. Still a little lingering effect, but wear your mask, wash your hands. If you're not vaccinated, if you want a vaccination, get the vaccination. If you don't, then I respect the wishes. But yeah, it's real out there. Protect your family, yourselves from that Delta variant, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yep.
Bronx Jedi Sports Jedi saying thank you guys.
Yo, salute to everybody, man. Allah Wise, 19 Con, Pudge, Nice, KW Events, Dan A. Keep them rolling, man. We got y'all up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. Robert Woodward, salute. Everybody, man. Y'all keep it moving. Y'all be safe out there. Tim Smith, Wide, Frank Mato, Uncle Fulio, everybody, man. If I forgot you, that mean I just miss you, man. A lot of you cats, I love you guys. Thanks for keep being part of Knicks Real Talk, man. And like I said, man, y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll definitely holler at y'all tomorrow, man. I'll jump in on Bronx Sports Jedi, man, and cut it up. And then we get it popping later on in the week. I'll keep y'all informed. Y'all check for the notifications and everything. Like to subscribe and all that good stuff, man. We'll be looking for the fire season coming up, man. We're going to get a popping, have some new stuff popping off. Merchandise. We're going to get the call in going. We're just going to get the family thing rolling, man. Salute to all you guys, man. Knicks Real Talk. We out of here, man. Peace.
Yo, salute. Knicks Real Talk, man. Divine. About to get out my grind, hop in the Black Knight. About to make it happen, man. Knicks Real Talk. We all over the place. About to get it popping. Divine, Bronx, Third Eye, 7-6. The night show, the morning show. Knicks Real Talk, man. About to get in the Black Knight. Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it popping. We hopping like topping in the Jumpman brand. Ain't no stopping. Divine and Bronx, Third Eye, 7-6. We lit from Facebook, Twitter to Twitch, and all that shit. We number uno with the promo that blow like nitro. Now the streets are buzzing, so we flow with the night show. So spike them lights below. That thumbs up, run them up, and you double up, cause it's Knicks Real Talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat. So where it's at, now you place the chats. When I pace that under space where our faces at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats. Game recap, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we say it lit like a candle throughout the handle on the banner. We violent, so subscribe to the channel. Knicks Real Talk. Knicks Real Talk.
Oh, salute, man. See y'all guys on the next episode. Y'all have a great day, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for chiming in. Y'all already know, man. Knicks Real Talk. We in here, man. We holler at you guys later, man. Peace.